Good morning, everyone. Can we all settle down and sit down so that we can begin the inquiry? We waited for General Albayalde because he was the most important. I want to make sure that you have your day right now so that you can explain what is happening. Um, Let me just greet everybody. And first of all, before I start introducing everybody, I would like to recognize Senator Soto, Senate President Soto for preliminary remarks that has to be made. Senate President?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed colleagues, before anything else, I would just like to uh, clear the air on some of the issues that I have been hearing, not only here in the Senate, but more so from the executive department and from the media. Um, there have been statements made by some, even executive officials, that they're wondering why this hearing has uh, moved to another issue. The direct answer would be apparently you've not been monitoring the hearings because indeed the Committee on Justice and the Blue Ribbon Committee started convening an inquiry into the GCTA, which evolved into the influence in recycling and illegal activities in the Bucor or the National Bilibid prisons. And it cannot be helped that if there are illegal activities and recycling of illegal drugs influenced by those inside the Bucor who are already behind bars or PDLs but are still called drug lords, you cannot help but these issues will come about. And that is precisely why it has gone to the issue of recycling. We just want to clear the air also on the issue that has been being turned to a political scenario. Definitely, you are completely wrong when you say that, because the events that have been unearthed transpired in 2013. It doesn't have anything to do with the drug war of the present administration. It has had nothing to do with the present administration. And then, again, to quench everything else, in the Senate, the only committee that has motu proprio powers and is authorized to conduct any hearing concerning any public official or public event, anything at all under the sun, it is the Accountability of Public Officers and Investigations Committee, which is the Blue Ribbon Committee. In other words, the Blue Ribbon Committee can convene and call for an inquiry even without a resolution, a bill, or a privilege speech or anything to that effect. The Blue Ribbon can even convene for an inquiry just to find out how much you bought your ball pen if you're a public official. That's how it is. So for those who are not familiar with the Senate rules, my message is that zip it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir, for the very important clarification that you made. It's important that all our public officials who are listening in realize what is going on, and they should not be making statements haphazardly. There was no effort, as you said, to talk about the Duterte administration, because we are all in support of the drug war. Only we want to make sure that it is done properly, and at the same time, we want to be sure that all of us are able to succeed, especially the PNP, who are supposed to be our guardians. And so today, I would like to just make my own preliminary remarks, with your permission, Mr. Senate President. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to ask the committee secretary, to introduce all the guests that we have here today, and to make sure that all of them are under oath.
Our resource persons for today, we have Secretary Menardo Guevara, DOJ Secretary, and Yusek Deo Marco, and Attorney Dante Giran from the NBI, Director General Aaron Aquino.
Please
of
raise your
the-
hand or stand up so that we can tell you. Yeah, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Attorney Rogelio Casurao of NAPOLCOM,
Thank you, Roger. Thank you for coming.
Director Alan Suliano Iral of BJMP. Wala.
Is here the BJMP? Can you repeat the name?
Director Alan Suliano Iral of BJMP.
Liano, are you here from BJMP, sir? Can you proceed here, please? Go ahead.
Administrator Manuel Go of PECC, Parole Administration. Miss Lucena Rumboa, Documentation Officer of Central Country Estate. And Mr. Melesio Moreno, Chief LTO Regulation Officer.
Yes.
Tapos ito. Director General Oscar Albayalde of PNP, Chief PNP. General Lyndon Cubos. Sir. General Albert Ignatius Ferro. General Amador Corpus. Colonel Romeo Caramat.
It would be better for this COMSEC to tell us what positions, so that the public will also know which positions these gentlemen and ladies occupy, please.
Okay.
General Cubos is with
General Cubos is the Director, Personnel and Records Management of PNP.
Records Management of the PNP. Thank you. Go ahead.
General Albert Ignatius Ferro, the Director, Drug Enforcement Group, PNP. General Amador Corpus, Director, Criminal Investigation and Detection Group,
That's the CIDG, correct?
CIDG. Sir.
Yes.
Colonel Romeo Caramat, Integrity and Monitoring Group of PNP.
Colonel Karamat, are you here? Yes. I saw you there. Well, I was looking for you. Go ahead.
General Graciano Mijares, DPRM.
Yes.
General Roberto Fajardo, Director, Civil Security Group. Colonel Jean Salvador Fajardo, Provincial Director, Pampanga, PPO.
Is Colonel Fajardo here? She's a lady. Yes, thank you.
Colonel Eugene Bagamaspad, Legal Officer, Tarlac City.
Yes. Can you please come forward, Colonel, because there are a lot of questions that will be asked of you today. Thank you. And we have to administer the oath to you. Go ahead.
Superintendent Alan Rodney Raimundo Louis Wico Baloyo IV. Maharlika Oscar Villasis. Captain Elaine Villasis. Inspector Juven Bognot de Guzman.
Anong position nila, Villasis?
Superintendent, sir. Superintendent Maharlika Oscar Villasis.
Maharlika?
Yes, sir.
Where is that?
Part of his name, sir. Part of his name. It's his name, sir. Maharlika Oscar Villasis.
Ah, that's the name. Are you from Mabalacat, or what is your position right now? Schooling. But prior to this, in 2013, where were you assigned? Camp Crame. Were you ever assigned in Pampanga? Porac. And your wife? Both of you are policemen. Yes. Ma'am, where are you assigned now? Excuse me, ma'am? You're assigned as Angeles City right now. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, Police Inspector Juven Bognot de Guzman Jr. SPO1 Jules Lacap Maniago. SPO1 Donald Castro Roque. SPO1 Ronald Baya Santos.
Please stand up. These are the policemen involved in the November 29. Are they here? Yes. Excuse me, sir. What is your name, sir? SPO1 Maniago.
Maniago.
Thank you, sir. Sino pa ho?
SPO1 Donald Castro Roque. there, sir. SPO1 Ronald Bayas Santos.
Is Ronald Santos here? We've been looking for him, and we have requested that he be subpoenaed and already, and he's not shown, so we can order his arrest. The chair will entertain a motion. Ronald Santos is very important in this case. We've been trying to get him. Can we order his arrest, Mr. Senate President, if anybody would be because there are two of them that have not been showing up, Ronald Santos as well as Selisa. So, on motion of the Senate President himself and no objections, the chair orders the arrest so that he can be presented here in the Senate.
Maybe as a procedural matter, we declare that resource person in contempt for refusing to appear, and then we order his arrest.
All right.
To bring him to the session and to testify.
The reason I went right away because we've been issuing subpoenas to him and he's not being arrested. Can we move for contempt?
I move to set in contempt the persons named earlier, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. There's no objection. It's been properly seconded and properly presented also by the Senate President and supported by the Minority Floor Leader as well as his representation. So he is in contempt, and we hereby order his arrest so that he could be brought here in person here. Both of them. Ronald Santos. Ronald Santos. Ronald Santos. Go ahead, please. Thank you.
SPO1 Romel Munoz
Yeah.
Vital. SPO1 Alcindor Mangiduyos Tinio. SPO1 Eligio Dayos Valeroso. SPO1 Dante Mercado Dizon. PO3 Dindo Singian Dizon.
We will call this gentleman later on to find out where what journeys they have gone to after this incident. Go ahead. Can you speak to the microphone, please?
PO3 Romeo Encarnacion Guerrero Jr. PO3 Gilbert Angeles de Vera. PO2 Anthony Loleng Laksamana. PO3 Jerome Bugarin. PO3 Jackson Mariano.
For the record, the gentleman that has just been called, we finished the 13?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we're proceeding to the Mexico Police Department, the ones that was able to recover Johnson Lee. Go ahead, Mr. Bugarin. Thank you.
PO3 Jackson Mariano.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
PO1 Marlon De Quiros.
Thank you. Okay. So
Mr.
these are the three Mexico policemen from Mexico. Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Jerome Modero.
Jerome Modero, are you here? What is the position? I don't have a handle on everybody's position. Jerome Modero is what?
He was with the Mexico Police.
Police also?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. Go ahead. Hindi nyo kasama po si Mr. Modero? Sir, Jackson, sir, hindi nyo kasama?
Your Honor, wala po kang kilalang, hindi po namin kasama yata yun, si
Modero?
Modero, wala kaming kasama.
Where did you get his name?
From the list, sir. From the list of from the 13 police, sir.
Kasama siya sa 13.
Yes, sir. 13. Their names are listed already.
Oh, sige, okay, sige.
General Rudy Ganido Lacadin.
Thank you, General, for coming.
General Manuel Garland.
General Lacadin was a former RD or Deputy RD? RD, yes, that's right. In Olivas, right? And you're retired.
Wala.
And in spite of your retirement, you're here. We are grateful, sir. Thank you.
General Raul Delfin Petrasanta.
Thank you.
General Alan.
General Petrosanta used to be the regional director of also of Olivas, no? Ano else? Good.
General Alan Purisima.
Welcome, General Purisma. Thank you very much for coming. I know you're all retired, enjoying your retirement or whatever, but thank you for coming over. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Mayor Benjamin Magalong.
Welcome.
Police Colonel Victor Valencia, Chief Organizational Development Division, CIDG Region 3. And Director General Gerald Bantag.
Director General Sa Bucor. Si General Bantag.
Asek Melvin Ramon Buenafe, the fourth. Mayan Marasigan.
Mayan Marisigan, are you here? Sa correctional, yes. Okay. Where are you, ma'am?
Superintendent, ayun. She's there.
Come over, please.
Superintendent Maria Fe Marquez.
Can you
Attorney,
speak a little bit with authority and firmness, please?
Attorney Frederick Anthony Santos. Ba't wala sila?
Attorney Santos, are you here? Come over. We miss you.
Senior Inspector Roy Vivo.
Mr. Vivo? Is
Ramon,
Mr. Vivo here? Go ahead.
Ramoncito Roque.
Oh, si Chito. Chito Roque. Oh.
Maria Benilda Banzil. She's at
Miss
the back.
Bangsil, nasa baba pa siguro yun.
She's at the back.
Papunta na rin. Hindi mo kailangan kagad na rin. Sino pa?
Veronica Bunyo.
Yes.
Superintendent Ernesto Tamayo, Director for Health Services, Bucor.
Dr. Tamayo, are you here? Come on in.
Ursicio Senas, Medical Officer, Bucor.
These are the medical personnel in Bucor. Please come over. You're all well endowed.
Miss Meryl Benitez, Nursing Attendant, Bucor.
Which one? Sino?
Meryl Benitez, Nursing at
Meryl? Yeah.
Attorney Mr. Jovencio Ablen.
Thank you.
Mr. Rafael Ragos. Mr. Ted Co.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Reynaldo Bautista, Barangay Captain of Nueva.
Yes, thank you for
Victoria.
coming. Very important. Thank you.
Mr. Danilo
Wala ba?
Tolentino.
Wala siya? Sino nandyan?
Mr. Danilo Tolentino, Barangay Secretary of
Barangay
Nueva
Secretary.
Victoria.
Anong barangay? Nueva Victoria. Ano?
Mr. Ernesto Canda, Barangay Gagawad.
Which barangay po? Nueva Victoria.
Mr. Joselito Lagman, Barangay Gagawad.
Saan po kayo, Mr. Lam? Nueva Victoria. That's in, saan sa bayan? Mexico. Doon dinala si Johnson Lee, right? Pag kinuha nyo sa Kafgu. Tama po ba yan? O diniliver nyo muna sa Kafgu. Yes. Sige po.
That's it, sir.
Okay. Did you call the Honorable Secretary of Justice?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to miss our good friend, Secretary of Justice, who's really just been coming here. Thank you. Thank you all very much. I would like to recognize the presence of our senators here, of course, the Senate President, and then, of course, the Minority Floor Leader, Senator Drilon, and Senator Lacson. We are on recess right now, officially, but as you can see, this is far too important for us to give pause because we want to pursue the truth, and unfortunately, many things come out during the course of the investigation, and we cannot leave it hanging. Can we conduct the swearing of the newly sworn speakers, please? Colonel Magabasmat, please, and all the others na bago. Here for the first time. Yung mga barangay na swearing na sila last time. Sino pa ang hindi pa? Go ahead.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this hearing? Thank you.
Okay, let the record state that Colonel Magabasbad, General Mijares, General Purisima, General Petrasanta, and of course from the Polcom, Roger Kasuray and Kasurao. Sorry, I'm not from Samar. And who else? Sino pa isa dyan ho kanina? Ano pangalan po ninyo? Salita lang po sa mic.
Colonel Victor Valencia, sir.
Okay. I have Victor Mariano
Valencia, sir.
Valencia.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let the record say that the gentlemen so introduced have been properly sworn. Just to deliver preliminary remarks, if I may. This is a continuation of our hearing on October 3, 2019. In fact, this is our 9th. We started this investigation, as the Senate President said, to look into the GCTA and how it was being implemented. In the process, we discovered more than what we thought was a mere implementation issue. There was, or is, massive corruption in the Bucor system. So bad that some people are beginning to call it not the Bureau of Corrections, but Bureau of Corruption. And the President was well in changing the system, and I understand even the staff are now being replaced there because they've stayed there for a year. Ang problema po ay lahat pinagkakakitahan doon sa Bucor. Pagkain, gamot, ospital, pagkakasakit, kung saan ka makakulong, at iba pa. Nakakapasok ang cellphone, nakakapaglagay ng aircon, nakakapagpatayo ng kubol kung saan may aircon, may TV, may jacuzzi, may entertainment center, may concert, at nakakapagpasok ng mga prostitutes, if you will, tilapia sa salita nila. Very derisive. Ngunit, meron pang nakakapasok ng baril. Yung tinatawag nilang, ayoko na mag-advertise ng isang kotse, pero may gang sila na ang pangalan ay yung kotse. Ngunit may mas hindi pang aktibidad ang pagpasok ng droga at ang pagnenegosyo ng droga sa loob at sa labas ng pitan na nangyayari sa Bilibid nang matagal. Unfortunately, wala ho tayong narinig. Kung meron man, bihira tayo makarinig na may parusahan na pinayagang magpasok ng cellphone. Hindi yung preso lamang, ngunit yung nagpapasok. Wala rin tayo napaparusahan sa TV, wala tayo napaparusahan sa mga kubol, at yung mga special privileges na binibigay sa kanila. At napakalaki ng makikita nyo ang lawak doon sa mga influensyado, mga prisoners, lalo na yung mga Chinese, na napapakailaman hindi lang yung mga tilapia, may mga balita pa na pati mga empleyado ng Bucor. Nakakalungkot. Wala na ako sasabihin doon, pero talagang it's a very poor statement of our country's situation doon sa Bucor. Ang mga detenadong galing sa China, mga Chino, could be Taiwanese, could be galing sa China, na big-time drug traders ay patuloy na nagninegosyo ng shabu sa loob ng pitan. Kaya nga napapasok dito si General Magalong dahil magre-raid siya doon at hindi siya nakapasok from May up to December, hindi sila nakapasok ng PIDEA at CIDG. Para bang nasa loob ng Bilibid ang stock exchange ng droga. At doon talaga nagkakaroon ng market. At ano meron ang mga Chino sa ating bansa? Sila ay may control ng malalaking krimen lumalabas. Kasama ang immigration, pagpasok ng napakadaming illegal na Chinese workers sa mga pasugalan, pagpasok ng droga sa customs, sa paggamit ng steel tubes at cylinders at magnetic lifters. I hope that you'll pay attention to what I'm saying. I'm merely saying, Mr. President, the fact that in all the investigations that this representation has conducted, and some have been punished temporarily and are still in jail, lahat yan involves mga Chinese, certain Chinese personalities. Chinese sa customs, sa drugs, Chinese sa immigration, doon sa Clark Field na nagpapapasok, at pati na rin itong Chinese na nahuli nga ni General Aquino na pinagdebatihan pa kung may drugs doon sa Cavite, at Chinese na naman ngayon dito, or Asian nationals dito sa kasong iniimbestiga natin. We are besieged from outside. I'm making a statement about our sad situation. We are besieged from outside while weakened from the inside. Hindi naman mangyayari yan kung walang unscrupulous or certain. Hindi naman lahat. I emphasize that. Marami rin mapabuting tao sa police, sa immigration. Kundi pinagbibigyan ng ilang mga police at immigration officers or customs officers yung kanilang ginagawa. So that they can they can actually corrupt, weaken us from the inside because unscrupulous local police and other law enforcers participate in these horrific activities. May patuloy na banta mula sa labas habang nilalamon naman tayo mula sa loob ng mga traidor sa sambayanan. Ito ang mga katulad nila Colonel Fajardo, nila Colonel Asierto na nagtago na hanggang ngayon hindi pa nahuhuli bagamat naimbestiga na at talagang engaged in flight na. Ito ang mga involved dun sa Cavite, sa customs na droga. Parehong tumakas at kasalukuyan nagtatago sa hustisya. Malaki ang pinsala ng dulot na droga sa ating bansa. Maraming namamatay, ngunit kung mapapansin natin, maliliit karamihan ang mga nababaril at nauhuli. This is not an indictment of the administration. It's easy to prey upon the little folks na who have no jobs, na tatrabaho, nagbebenta ng droga at magkakaroon ng enkwentro at sila mamamatay. It may be harder to go after the big-time criminals, the big-time Chinese, pero dapat salakayin yan with resolve. At dapat makita ng tao na lalo na yung mga banyaga na pumapasok dito at ang kanilang mga supporters ay dapat, lalo na sa gobyerno, ay mahuli. Nasaan ang malalaki? Sinisira ang ating values of hard work. Sinasamantala ang kahirapan ng ating tao. Iniisip na marami, bakit pa ako magpapakahirap pagtatrabaho, mas madaling magbenta o magtulak ng droga, mas malaki pa ang kita. Kaya pati ang ating mga government, ang ating mga immigration, ang ating mga customs, ang ating mga kapulisan, or for that matter, marami, even in local officialdom, ang sinasabi, pag nakita ko ang mga boss na gumagawa at kumikita, bakit hindi pa ako? We must stop this, and we must stop this right away. Paano naman natin matidepensa ng bayan kung mismo ang ilang mga ganid ng ating kapulisan, sabi ko ilan ay silang sumasali sa negosyo at droga. That's why we're very grateful na kung may people who are going to step in and make the exposés or make the necessary testimony, the risk of their lives, we're grateful for them. We have to dig deep and leave no stone unturned in this investigation. We owe the people nothing less. The efforts towards cleansing involves not only us in the legislature, it involves the whole nation. Pati mga taong gumagamit at nabebentahan o nagbebenta, dapat kasama yan. Mr. President, kung titingnan nyo lahat yung nangyayari dyan, apat yung nakita ko. Involved palagi mga foreign nationals, kalimitan mga Chinese, and they're here. Everywhere. They're in Pampanga. They rent homes. Ding Wen Kung has a house inside Clarkfield. Etong Koreano na si Lee, may bahay doon sa Pampanga na hindi pa nalaman ni Colonel Baloyo na inire-raid niya ay si Lee. Hindi ako naniniwala doon sa sinasabi niya yon. Dito sa cylinders, Chinese rin yan nagpasok. Nagpalitrato pa sila Captain Faildon at sila Colonel Estrella ng Customs nung mahuli. Marami pa ako sasabihin sa Cavite, Chinese, marami pang iba. Pero isang nakakalungkot, palaging may buntot. May kasama sa kapulisan o sa customs o sa immigration na nakakagawa sila at nakakapangulimbat. At palagi ang modus operandi, magpapahuli ng konting cylinder ang nakapasok. Sinabi na ng tumulong sa atin na Chinese government, controlled delivery. Hindi pa nakakaabot sa dulo, yun ang pakay ng controlled delivery, binuksan na kagad, papunta pa lamang. Kaya hindi nahuli yung kalahatan at wala tayong nahuling malalaking drug pushers doon. Inimbestiga natin yan, pero hanggang ngayon wala pa nangyayari. Ganun rin dito sa tinatawag natin na magnetic lifters. Nagpahuli ng konti sa customs, pero yung karamihan ay dinala sa Cavite. nailabas yun sa Cavite, konti lang ang nahuli sa customs at sasabihin pa ng ating ilang mga customs, immigration at police, lang naman yung mga kasama dyan, sasabihin pa nila, achievement. Pero alam natin, racket, part of the modus operandi, magpahuli ka ng konti. I will go closer down to the hinaing ng mga tao. Pag nanguhuli ko magkamisan, narinig namin to, may magunguha ng ebidensya, babawasan kung di bebenta, magdadagdag pa ng shavings. Para sa ganun, pagka may kotse at mukhang may kaya, maglalagay ng shavings doon at hihingian. At pagkatapos sa mangyayari, pag nagbigay yung tatay ng bata, magbibigay, sasabihin pa nila, o ito pa ang drugs, magbenta ka. I'm coming out with an example that I heard many times, even in Facebook, lumalabas siya. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm only trying to make sure that we all understand what this hearing is all about. In the last hearing, we found out the following. Bibilisan ko na po. Yung pati pagkain ng PDLs. Bidding cost is PDL to subsist at less than 60 pesos a day. Thank you, Senator Lacson. Because kayo nagsabi na 60 pesos per day. Pero ang ginagastos lang ay 39 pesos or 13 pesos per meal. Ms. Angeli Bautista, former BJMP officer, nagnegosyo. Siya mismo nagsasabi, mahihirapan ka makapasok. Sinabi rin nila Mr. Ragas na nagbibigay ng 1 million a month doon sa tinatawag natin negosyo ng mga nasa loob ng Bucor. Meron pang conflict of interest. Ano po si Attorney Santos, bilib nga sana ako at nakapag-aral ng law, nakapag-aral siya bilang isang gwardya, pero mukhang hindi niya ginagamit yung pinag-aralan niya. Naniningil siya ng 50,000 for notarization of documents. Pati notarization ng bid documents na ninegosyo, yung nagtitinda ng pagkain doon. In his defense, in fairness to him, Attorney Santos said that he has an approved permit for a limited practice from acting DG. Pero iyo lahat yung peso sa lahat susunod sa iyo. Lalo na ikaw tumatayo doon sa bidding committee kung magkamisan. He notarizes for the convenience of the bidders. There was no compulsion for them to have their documents notarized with him. Yun ang sabi niya. But according to Bautista, hindi nga niya kami pinipilit. Siya naman ang umahawak ng bidding documents namin at pumipirma kami sa opisina niya. Yun ang sinabi. Many PDLs die per year. There are isolated cases of malnourishment of prisoners. Hindi natin namamalayan yan. I'm glad Secretary of Justice is here. I think there should be monitoring not only of drugs but also of the condition. Ano ang pagkain? Sino ang namamatay? Ilan ang may sakit? Ilan ang pinalalabas? That way, we take about out of crime. Hindi na pala natin kailangan, sabi ng ilang mga senador, ang death penalty. Many PDLs in maximum in NBP die each year because of overcrowding. According to PNP, dito naman sa Pampanga, and I'm glad General Labelle arrived, it is a simple buy-bus operation. That's why they don't need to give a blow-by-blow account. The said view is not supported by the decision of the judge in the same case that the incident may be another hulid-up case. Yun po nakalabas sa decision ng judge. General Garland testified that the 4:30 p.m. spot report is a lie. Puro kalokohan yung ginagawa nila Baloyo. Yung spot report na mismo nakapirma rin ata si General Albayalde. The true operation is the one that happened in the morning. More than 200 kilos was confiscated in the morning operations. Also, according to him, Baloyo cannot admit to the morning operation because there was no PIDEA coordination done in the morning. They were only able to get PIDEA coordination at 2 p.m. Kaya they were fixing it as they were going along. PSSG Jackson Mariano, along with his fellow officers sa Mexico, Pampanga, said that the Ding Wen Kun shown na pinakita sa litrato sa press con na pinakita namin sa kanila is not the same person that they got from the barangay officials. At tinutungo rin ang mga barangay officials. Ang pinakita talaga ay yung isa. Inahuli, pero sa litrato ng pinakita, hindi na yon ang nahuli. Video report of the Bandila report made on November 29, 2013 showed that the money presented consists of some 500 peso bills. This is contrary to earlier statement of Major Baloyo to the committee that what they have are 100 pieces of 1,000 bills. In fact, hanggang ngayon, hindi maliwanag clearly where the 1,000 bills came in. Sipin na lang nyo kung 1,000 yon, hindi nila dinala sa laboratorio na dapat dalhin ng crime lab, ang ginawa na lang nila ay pinirmahan nila. Maniniwala ba kayo pipirmahan nyo yung 100,000 na pipirmahan ng bawat ng magre-raid? General Magalon read the report signed by PNP Chief Albayalde himself, which states that the election investigation is under the direct supervision of the undersigned, meaning General Albayalde. The information we discovered last hearing led us to further questions. And as I said in the public interviews, I said, I am not judging anybody, but especially General Albayalde. I would like to say that on this hearing, we will give him every chance to to tell us what really happened if he cares to, and to be able to have a chance to explain the missing parts of the problem. So, with the permission of everyone, I will now call General Albayalde to make his statement again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And thank you for giving me this time to explain and expound yung pong naging participation ko dyan sa operation na yan. Unang-una po, let me make one thing clear here. Ako po ay na-assign sa Pampanga PPO May 1, 2013. During the election, May 1, 2013. 12 days before the May 13 election. Major Baluyo din, inabutan ko na po siya sa Pampanga. He's a former Chief of Police of Florida, if I can remember right. And then, nalipat po siya as S2, dahil yung S2 po ay naging Provincial Mobile Group, who is Colonel Peresio at that time. I think it has already been cleared, sir, and after all the investigation, nasabi naman po, sir, that we rely on our staff officers on their reports. No, hindi ko po sinasabi, sir, na ako ay naniniwala doon sa umaga or hapon. We rely on the reports of our staff officers. I think General Lacson also knows that, sir. No? Yung pong nung umalis si Major Baluyo as the S2, I immediately placed yung talagang S2 ko si Raquel Lingayo, who was with me from 2004 no, until now, hanggang ma-assign po ako sa ano, sir, Olongapo, hanggang ako'y mag-chief PNP. Yun yung bit-bit ko. So clear po siguro dito, sir, when I was assigned in Pampanga, wala po akong bit-bit kasi si Raquel Lingayo noon is supposed to be gawin ko siyang intel officer. Hindi po muna pumayag yung RD noon para ma-pull out siya. So, she was assigned to me only on, siguro August po yun. August 2013. No, after, no. So, immediately after po nung umalis si Major Baluyo as S2, I placed immediately Raquel Lingayo as my S2. So, para po clear, Mr. Chairman, no.
This August 2013, sir? Baka 14.
No, sir. Yes, opo. No. Raquel Lingayo was assigned dun sa Pampanga ng August 2013. Hindi po siya may saksak ko as S2 noon. It's because meron pong nakaupo.
So, na-assign siya 2013 sa Pampanga. Later on, na matapos yung raid
Nung 2014 na nag-schooling po siya, no, I immediately placed Raquel Lingayo.
Sino ang nag-schooling? Si Baloyo?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hindi ba tinanggal sila lahat? Nalilibre sila?
Sir?
So, nag-schooling si Baloyo?
January, sir. January. First week of January, if I remember right. So, naiupo ko na po si Raquel Lingayo noon, who's supposed to be my talagang S2 noon. Kasi siya talaga sana ang gusto kong ano, sir. So, just to make things clear, no, yung po yung sinasabi kasi parang ang notion kasi parang bit-bit ko lahat ng mga tao na to from the very beginning. Okay? So, yung pong oras, sir, I could not dispute your statement po na my report is actually in the afternoon. Kasi we rely on the report of our staff officer, sir. Yung pong opisina nila is way far doon sa opisina ko rin. And so, kahit po doon sa quarters ko, sir. And I think of in all the Senate hearings naman po na nangyari, and all the investigation showed, no, in way back 2013, the case was investigated. I was investigated. I was relieved for administratively for I was made to float for 8 months for the investigation. And after the investigation po, very clear naman po na wala sigurong nakita kasi I was never charged, Mr. Chairman. I was never charged both criminally and administratively. Otherwise, kung meron po silang nakita sa akin na if konting, even if I'm liable for command responsibility, I was supposed to be charged administratively. Doon po sa operation, kung talagang nakita nila, nandun ako, then I was supposed to be charged for criminally also. But over and over and over again, nandito po yung mga investigators, no less than si General Gallan po have already testified, no, wala akong kinalaman. Otherwise, meron po akong kahit man lang ang administrative charge, Your Honor. So, yung pong sinasabi natin na yung report, it is for awards purposes, sir. Alam niyo po yan, sir, no? When we make reports na para medyo gumanda-ganda yung report natin, sir, for personnel to get proper awards. Naintindihan, sir, ni General Lacson yan. I'm sure naintindihan, sir, ni General Lacson yan. Na when we make reports, kailangan may konting effort ka, sir. Kasi otherwise, yung awards and decorations, medyo mababa lang. So, in fairness, dun sa there's palagi po nating sinasabi that there is a presumption of regularity. No? Yung pong oras na yun, sir, wala naman pong kasing lumabas, not until, as I've said, nung lumabas po yung operation kay Major Ray Dado way back May 4 or March, first week of March ng 2014.
Mr. Chairman,
So-
with the permission of General Albayalde,
General Lacson, go ahead.
I would just like to ask General Petrasanta, confirm ba na talagang he was never
Charged.
investigated along with Baloyo and 12 of his men? Hindi man lang nasama sa investigation si Colonel Albayalde at that time?
During that time, sir,
Yes.
when nung pong kinrate yung summary hearing board, yung grupo lang po ni Colonel Baloyo ang
Thank you. Just to clarify, kasi kung administrative relief, pero ni minsan hindi siya nabanggit sa investigation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
additional
for
question, if I may.
clarifying, sir. Yes, sir.
Sabi niyo, March kayo na-imbestiga? March
I was
2013?
relieved
2014?
since March, sir.
Pero meron ng investigation as of February 28, 2014. Is that correct, General Petrasanta?
Correct, Mr. Chairman.
Ano yung imbestigahan niyo? Si Ding Wen Kun at saka yung mga kapulisan. Tama po ba yan?
The group of Superintendent Baloyo, sir.
Yung tropa niya.
Yes, Your Honor.
Opo. So may investigation in February. I wanted General Albayal to finish and we can all ask questions. So let me just finish. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, yun po yung pagkaalam ko, sir, no? Pagkaalam ko. Now, there was an investigation already going on dun sa regional headquarters kung sir, mayroong regional headquarters. So, I even instructed who is already yung S2 noon, si Raquel Lingayo, kung may investigation, make them available. Always. Make them available in everything. Kung talagang meron na, sir, na So, kung sinabi, sir, ni General Petrasanta na meron. So, even during that time, sir, makita natin na I was not even included, no? Records will show na even during that time, sir, I was not even included. Higher authority na po ang nag-conduct nun, sir. So, yun lang po ang gusto kong stress dito, sir, Mr. Chairman. And I would like really to thank you para po maklaro ang lahat dito. At so far, yun lang po talaga alam kong sir, yung sinasabi nyo, again, why I did not make a motion for me floating. Alam po ni General Lacson yan, sir. Kapag floating ka, you just follow orders and you wait for the right timing. Until such time, nung pong November, I was given a chance to occupy another position which is vacant by no less than General Purisima din. No, doon po sa DPL until I got my star rank. No. And again, nung pong ako'y magbigay ng star, makuha ko yung aking star rank, there was also a deliberation. And still, ganun din po naman ang finding, sir. I think even General Marquez could testify on that because siya po ang pumirma din ng last ng promotion ko, Mr. Chairman. Hindi ka po kasi pwedeng ma-assign dun sa pwesto or ma-promote if you're not occupying a TO position for the rank of 1 star. So, until such time, of course, that I became the RD hanggang ngayon po na ako'y maging regional chief PNP, Mr. Chairman. So, yun po talaga ang naging, ito po ang chronology of event kung anong nangyari sa akin during that time, Mr. Chairman. So, I'm really sorry kung sabi niyo po na why did not I make a motion. Alam po niyan na you can never make a motion, Mr. Chairman, if you are on a floating status. Marami po sa amin na nagpo-float ng 2 taon, 3 taon, pero talagang kuminsan timing lang na talagang wala kang magawa. It's part of the service, Mr. Chairman. So,
with respect, even the President says due process must be given everybody.
well,
And I just want to say, when I asked that question, I was really asking that question in your behalf. Kasi kung tinanggal kayo, you're a rising star, administrative relief, suspension, or whatever it is, tinanggal kayo. And I believe you should have asked, bakit nyo ako tinanggal? Tapos iniimbestiga niya yung mga tao ko. Pag iniimbestiga niya yung mga tao ko, ako nasusunod yan. So I want to know, ano ba talaga ang ginawa kong kasalanan? I would want to know, and I don't believe that even in our PNP, or for that matter, any military or police organization, that somebody can just be relieved and not be able to appeal his relief. I know of no army or no police agency, and maybe it's tradition on your part, and if it's tradition, it's bad tradition.
we will take note of that, Mr. Chairman. No? Actually, maganda po yun, yung sinabi nyo that yung mga unceremoniously relieved. But there are also relieved in the PNP and also in the military. Kaya nga po nagre-relieve tayo ng tao to pave the way for an investigation.
Well, there's disagreement
Yung po yung
of this
isang-
from us and even from Senator Lacson, whom I respect, no, both of you. Pero tingin ko, pag tinanggal ka, lalo na iniimbestigahan yung mga tao mo, dapat magtanong ka, bakit niyo ako tinanggal? Ano ba kasalanan ko? Yun lang. Kung masama sa record niyo, then I would not want to be in a police force na basta tatanggalin ka arbitrarily.
Well, yes, Mr. Chairman. That is the very reason why I was relieved nga po for an
Even the
impartial
IAS,
investigation.
even the IAS has due process, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes.
Mr.
Senator
Chairman.
Fernando.
Not to defend General Bayalde, yun po yung nakagisan namin, part of the training, kasi basic principle sa PMA, he who has not learned to obey is not fit to command. So pag may lumabas na order, talagang wala nang question, we will follow. So I beg your indulgence, pero kultura na po yan sa military saka sa police, yung aming kinahitnan. We never question kung bakit kami nirelieve. Tinatanong na lang namin sarili namin. Pero we never question our superior officers. Sir, bakit mo ako nire-relieve? Wala naman akong kasalanan. There's no such thing in the military or in the police organization.
Well,
Para lang ma-clarify. Kasi iba yung kultura rin sa civilian sector, ano? Especially yung sa civil government, na pwedeng mag-motion for reconsideration. Sa amin po, hindi ganon. Talagang pag ikaw tinanggal ka without asking why, we follow.
sa dami ng kasalanan, dapat marami na matanggal sa kapulisan. Di ba?
Yes,
O
sir.
ganun
That is
pala,
the
ba't
very
hindi
point.
natin natatanggal yung mga saliwang pulis?
Yes, sir. So,
I know of only one system, and I've studied this well, because I fathered the plebs, and Roger Casurao knows this. Kinopya ko yung plebs sa US Navy, ang tinatawag doon Captain's Mast. Tatawagin yung sailor sa kapitan, bibigyan siya ng 15 days, 30 days, bread and water. Pero sa inyo, 8 months eh. You are cum laude kayo sa PMA. You're a graduate of the University of Assumption. You're from Pampanga. Siyempre, ang pressure, social pressure. Ba't tinanggal si Oscar? Lalo na pagkatapos ng raid. Now, let me ask General Petrasante, where did you get your orders to investigate General Albayalde? Was there an order or was there an order first from General Purisima?
We received an order from higher headquarters, Your Honor.
Sir?
We received an order from higher headquarters.
Meaning General Purisima.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, if memory serves correct, General Purisima also called in General Magalong to investigate. Ang sabi niya, may nangyayari dyan. Tama yan? May nangyayari dyan sa Pampanga. May mga kotse lahat sa mga tropa doon, nag-raid. At mayroong mga nakuha pera. Paki-imbestiga mo nga, General Magalong. Totoo po ba yung sequence na yan?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, serious. Galing sa general ng PNP, bumaba sa regional director, imbestigahan. Seryoso po. Tama po ba yan?
Serious, Your Honor.
At kaya serious, meron ng previous events na nangyayari doon sa Pampanga ng agaw ba to? Tama po ba yan?
As far as I can remember, sir, I have no except for this incident, Your Honor.
Paano po umabot sa inyo kaalaman na may nangyaring ganon na malaking katiwalian?
Your Honor, I receive information also from sources, intelligence sources, Your Honor.
Intelligence, ano po? And because you're a good officer, you will make sure that you follow the intelligence spoor. Aha.
We disseminate, Your Honor, the information for use of for the units.
Ay, hindi mo ba ang intelligence may kukuhang ahente, tapos akit sa inyo, tapos i-evaluate yung analysis, di po ba?
Your Honor, there is the 4 cycles of intelligence.
Opo.
This one is the determination of the
I'm
mission.
ready to be lectured, sir. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir. The second is the collection of the information. The third is the processing of the information. And the fourth will be the dissemination and use of the
What was the last po?
dissemination and use.
Dissemination. Apo.
Yes, sir. And that is what I have done in this case, Your Honor.
Intelligence cycle ang tawag dyan.
Yes, sir.
Ako ang alam ko lang sa farm reading is, pangunguha information, dadalhin doon sa assessment, tapos i-assess, yun na yung sinasabi niyang cycles, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
But this is a very serious matter. Ang dinig nyo, malaki ang nakuha ang droga. Tama po ba yan?
What is blatant, Your Honor, is that I have heard that there are police officers that have new vehicles, and this is indicative of something wrong in that area, Your Honor.
And because of that, nung makuha nyo na yung intelligence cycle, pinasa nyo na kay General Petrasanta at saka kay General Magalong.
Kay General Magalong, yes.
Kay General Magalong muna. Let me ask a question. Bakit kay General Magalong? Meron kay regional director doon. Ba't hindi nyo binigay kay Petrasanta?
Your Honor, as I mentioned by General Petrasanta, I will also give the instructions to him to investigate. But the deeper investigation was conducted by General Magalong, Your Honor.
Because he was CIDG.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, yung special talaga investigation na talaga nakatutok si General Magalong. Is that correct, sir? General Magalong?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
And because of that, there was a previous raid conducted in Pampanga. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Involving agaw ba to?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, involving the group of Mr. Ray Dado.
Ray Dado. Is Mr. Ray Dado here? Yes, thank you. Mr. Ray Dado, ang balita nakakuha ng ano ba, ang balita ba niyo nakakuha sila ng 50,000 50 kilos of drugs?
Mr. Chairman, if I can recall, what prompted me to conduct an investigation or to launch an investigation against Major Ray Dado is because 2 of his men were sending text messages to me at sinasabi nila na hindi na nila masikmura yung ginagawa ng kanilang boss.
Sino ang nagsabi sila? Dalawang pulis?
2 pulis. So,
meron akong nakita report ata ni General Pero. Ano po?
yes, Mr. Chairman.
Pakisabi lang ho kung ano nilalaman ng report na yan. 2 pulis ang nag-report.
Ang sinasabi po nila,
let me cut to the chase para mabilis. Dahil binasa ho namin yung report ng Blue Ribbon staff at saka ng staff natin sa opisina. There was a
There were several instances wherein they conducted anti-drug operations with a group of led by Lieutenant or Major Ray Dado. Hindi po nila ni-report.
hindi nire-report.
Hindi po nila
Nire-report.
nire-report. Sinisis po nila yung drugs at pinapatakas po nila yung kanilang nahuhuling mga Chinese drug traffickers.
Sila lang ba ho o meron pang iba?
Meron din po silang kasama pang mga personnel po ng HSOC mismo, yung nakabase po sa Camp Crame.
So bago po nangyari itong raid nila Baloyo under the command of the Provincial Director of Pampanga, nangyayari na yan kay Ray Dado.
Opo, nangyayari
May
na po.
intelligence na po yan, General Purisima.
I am also receiving reports, Your Honor.
General Petrosanta, alam nyo na yung meron nangyayaring gano'n.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Because nakukuha nyo yung intelligence, kayo malapit doon, di po ba?
Yes, sir.
So talaga nag-aagaw ba ito na at the time? Hindi po ba totoo na August 28, 2013,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
in Angeles City, nag-raid kayo, nag-agaw ba ito operation, 2 luggage bags containing 47 kilograms of shabu. Ang nahuli doon, 3 Chinese. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, according to the two police officers.
According to the 2 police officers. Nirelease.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
At kinuha yung Hyundai Starex and Toyota Camry. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Kumpirmado po yan.
Tama po yan.
So, ang tanong ko sa inyo, sir, kung nangyari yon, nag-trigger ng investigasyon yan, siyempre, umakit na sa taas yan, mga nangyayaring ganyan. So, September 20, Angeles City, may nangyari naman 26 kilograms of shabu.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. At meron din po nangyari sa Ilocos Sur din. Yan.
Sa Ilocos Sur, 2 kilograms of shabu.
Ah,
Sila rin yung grupo nila,
Yes,
Major Dado.
yes, Mr. Chairman. If I can recall, yes, Mr. Chairman.
So, ang problema natin, pagka hindi pumuputok, hindi lumalabas, naghuli, hindi na pinansin, lusot na.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Yan, ganun po nangyayari talaga.
And General Pero, you investigated this po.
I directed General Ferro to launch a formal investigation. Mr. Chairman.
Ano ang resulta ng investigasyon niya?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm just laying the predicate. Go ahead.
We were able to take the statement of the 2 witnesses, and it prompted us to file a criminal case against Major Ray Dado.
Ano ang nangyari sa criminal cases? To be fair.
It went to the court, but I was informed this morning that it was also dismissed, sir.
Palagi na di-dismiss.
After it was filed sometime in 2014, it was dismissed in 2018, Your Honor.
Filed?
2014,
Opo.
and it was dismissed last year, 2018.
Na-dismiss. Ano ang pakiramdam ng kapulisan? Kasi, I will direct my question to Secretary Guevara. Kung ang pulis nang uhuli tapos nadi-dismiss, dapat inaaral natin bakit nadi-dismiss. Either hindi humaharap yung pulis or mali yung pag-handle ng ebidensya. Yan ang sinasabi natin palagi, di ba? Bilang abogado, dapat talaga siguro tutukan niyo. Ito, in aid of legislation to. Tutukan niyo bakit ganon. Kasi kung madidismiss din lamang, baka sabihin, madidismiss din lang, dibulusan na natin yan. Pwede ba mangyari yun, General Ferro? Magkakaroon ng attitude na ganon?
For me, it's not the right thing to do, sir.
Yes, and I respect you because I know of your record. Ang sabi nyo, it is not the right thing to do. Right is right and wrong is wrong, right? Secretary Guevara?
The handling by the prosecution, Mr. Chairman, is somehow constrained by the evidence submitted by our law enforcement agents. In this particular case, I am not sure for what reason the trial court dismissed the particular case, but I surmise that it may have something to do with presentation of evidence by the law enforcement unit concerned. I'm not too sure about that because I have not seen the decision, but in many instances, that's the case. Probably non-compliance with the chain of custody rule.
That's correct.
Or probably because certain procedures were not observed during the inventory and transfer of custody and so forth and so on.
I will ask both you and General Aquino. yung chain of custody, inaangalanan ni Senator Didon, inaangalanan ni Senator Lacson yan. Siguro papasok kami dyan na mag-amend ng konti para medyo mas maluwag para hindi na didismiss yung mga kaso. Would that be a step in the right direction, sir?
Well, I wish, but there is a standing directive from the Supreme Court to enforce all of these regulations pertaining to the chain of custody rule very strictly. As a matter of fact, there was a recent decision of the Supreme Court on the matter.
Na-amenda, I'm sorry, I am not a repository of all the information. Na-amend na yan, pero ang sinasabi ni Senate President Soto, palpak pa rin yung pag-file. Ito butas pagka nakakuha, ipapalpak yung pag-file para talo na naman, nakakawala na yung mga kaya tayo pinapapak ng mga ibang bansa, lalo na yung mga Chinese, na sanay maglagay. Nabibili lahat So, I will stop questioning there. Pero alam ko naman na meron tayong mga trial judges na kukonvince na gumawa ng kasamaan, no? At marami na rin natanggal dyan. Pero mukhang dapat kailangan pang tutukan, no? So, both of us sit in the Judicial Bar Council, and I'm sure we can tell our colleagues in the Supreme Court that dapat, you have heard me say that about certain things in the Judicial Bar Council and the Supreme Court, and we should do that. Yes, General Albayalde.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Just for the record and for the information of the committee, meron po actually existing na CMC ang Philippine National Police for the automatic case review. Meron po kaming case review committee, yung mga nadidismiss na cases. So in all the cases that were dismissed, kahit po dun sa prosecutor, ay rini-review po namin yan kung bakit na-dismiss yan.
That's very good.
Yes,
But
sir.
ano resulta?
And yung pong reason na pag non-appearance we make the PNP officer liable. So yung pong kung wala siyang
I'm aware of that, pero
reason,
wala tayong nakadinig
No, meron na po, Mr. Chairman, na mga na-dismiss na police for non-appearance.
I'm sure. But hindi nga narinig na public to be assured.
Hindi lang po siguro napapublicize, Mr. Chairman, pero nangyayari po yan. Kasi meron na pong automatic review dahil nga po yung napansin na cases are being dismissed.
Sir, we are aware of that. So,
yes,
thank you.
Yes,
But I
thank you,
just
sir.
want to pursue this point. General Magalong, you had a point?
Mr. Chair, with all due respect to the Secretary of the Department of Justice, totoo po yun na meron kaming mga kapalpakan sa kapulisan, lalo-lalo na po dun sa drug cases na sinasadyang ihulog ng ating mga investigador at ating mga arresting officers. Pero may marami rin pong instances na maayos naman ang pagkaka-file. Sinunod namin lahat, yung provisions ng Section 21, yung handling of evidence, inventory of evidence. But despite that, marami pa rin hong hinuhulog din po ang ating mga prosecutor for some reason or another.
But is it
Po,
not true?
nakakalungkot, nakaka-frustrate po yan. Katulad po nitong case na to, klarong-klaro na mabigat yung final namin na kaso, bakit po dinismiss ng ating prosecutor. Second po, nung isang araw lang, nung last week na hearing, meron ho rin ho kami isang kaso na maganda rin po yung presentation sa isang prosecutor sa Baguio City as mayor of the city of Baguio dito sa pagkamatay ng pag-murder ng mga intentionally, these trees were murdered. Pero nirefer ko nga po kay Yusek Marco, dinismiss din po nung fiscal. Ang nakakatawa pa nun, inuna pa niyang binigyan ng kopya yung mga media kaysa binigyan yung opisina ko ng kopya. So nakikita niyo, nakaka-frustrate din po talaga.
Well, we're taking note of that. And just to finish my recital of events, pagkatapos ito tatlong kaso, August 28, 2013, September 20, 2013, November 21, na walang nahuli at hindi nire-report, dumating tayo sa November 29, 2013, kung saan nireport 36.5 kilos ang bigay ng mga medalya, pero ang lumalabas sa inyong report, there are 200 kilos na dapat na-account, hindi na-account, at maraming kotse yung nakuha at maraming pera. Nagbayad pa ng 55 million, yung sinatawag na si Lee. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So, ang point ko rito, General Albayalde, is obviously you're the provincial district commander at that time. you should have been aware na merong agaw bato na nangyayari. Were you aware at that time?
Let me clear this, Mr. Chairman.
It's a very simple question,
Yes,
General.
sir. Unang-una po yung Angeles City is not part of Pampanga PPO. No, separate po yan, Mr. Chairman. It's a separate command, just like po Olonga po is not part of...
I understand, but it doesn't matter as
It's
far
not
as
under my
you're
jurisdiction
national
po.
police.
Yes, sir.
So what happens in Angeles, kahit na hindi nyo jurisdiction, dapat you should be aware that it is happening elsewhere because at some point in time, darating at darating sa lugar niya.
I really could not remember that much, Mr. Chairman. Pero yung pong mga ganun na, kung lalabas po sa media yan, it's some sort of an accomplishment kasi po yun. No? Yung sa agaw po to na sinasabi po dun sa Angeles City is not under my jurisdiction.
That point has been made.
Yes, sir.
I only making the same point na pag may nangyayari doon, dapat kasama sa if I were a policeman and I do I practice it here. Pag may nabasa ako, nilalagay ko yung note para pagka maghihiring ako, mahihila ko yun. No? That's why yung mga tao ko talagang they're told to keep all these things together para hihilahin ka. Anyway, that's not
Yes,
the
sir.
point.
Thank you. Thanks, sir.
Hindi naman tayo nagpapakon dito, but I just want to make sure. The point here, General Petrosanta, General Purisima, ang problema, ang nakaka-disconcert, hindi nare-report, nagre-rate, nakukuha, kundi kinuha lahat yung droga, tama po ba yan? Hindi nare-report lahat. O kung nagre-report, kapiraso lang. Tama po ba yan?
That was the reports that were made, Your Honor.
I just want a simple, decent yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes. General Petrosanta?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, after you conducted this investigation, sinabi niyo mag-investigate, pinasa niyo kay General Magalo, may report si General Magalo, may report rin si General Petrosanta. What did you do, sir, General Petrosanta, in your case?
Initially, sir, meron kaming information na hindi dineclare talaga yung mga ebidensya.
Talaga hindi dineclare?
Yes po.
Opo. So, ano ginawa po ninyo?
Kaya, on our own, we conducted our own validation and investigation.
Can you speak closely to the microphone, sir? Will the pages please move the microphones pag nagsasalita yung mga tao? Thank you. Yes, sir.
On the part of the regional office, nagkaroon po kami ng investigation regarding that matter. Kahit po hindi pa, wala po yung direktiba galing sa higher headquarters. At the same time, binalidate namin yung mga ebidensya na dineclare nila vis-a-vis doon sa real na nangyari, doon sa operation ng grupo ni Superintendent Baluyo.
So, and you find out na talaga hindi na-submit, maraming pa nawalang pera, may pera pa nawala. Tama po ba yan?
Tama po.
So, and because of that, you conducted an investigation. Kanino po napasa yung investigation na yan?
Ito po yung, nung nagkanda kami ng investigation, pati po si then Provincial Director, pinatawag ko rin po at pinapabalidate ko yung totoong nangyari po sa
Provincial Director
operation.
Albayalde.
Yes po.
Pinatawag po. Nino?
Pinatawag ko po sa office ko
Opo.
para po kung merong discrepancies ay sabihin po sa akin. Para whenever magkakaroon po ng investigation, mababackupan ko po yung kanyang sinabi. At the same time, ito po yung continuation na rin po ng investigation namin. Napunta na rin po yun nung napagtanto po ng mga investigador namin na talagang nagkaroon po ng hindi po na-declare at talaga yung operation ay hindi po talaga bypass operation, kundi talagang kakalawitin lang po sana sa yung operation na yun for purposes of siguro gains. At nagkataon po na napakarami po yung nakuha nila. Based doon sa initial information namin, 2 suitcase po yung yung nakuha with several bags na maliliit. At the same time, nagmamadali silang inilabas yung mga ebidensya na walang proper documentation. Supposed to be may mga dapat nagkaroon sila ng prior coordination sa PDEA. Hindi po nangyari lahat yun at binago pa nila yung oras. So yun po yung nag-trigger din sa amin para mag-conduct ng formal investigation.
In short, sir, they did not follow the procedures for alleged buy-bust
Yes po.
at wala kayo nakuha mga litrato, nilipat yung ebidensya. Yung sinabi na rito dati.
Yes po.
So, ang reaction nyo, galit kayo, syempre.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, pinaimbestiga nyo, nagkaroon ng summary hearing board.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And to refresh your memory, sir, I think you convened the summary hearing board on October 20, 2014. Is that correct, sir? I'm sorry, that was the time.
March 7 po,
I'm sorry.
2014.
Huh?
March 7, 2014.
March 7. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was looking at the approval. March 7, you created the summary hearing board.
Yes po. Nag-submit po kasi yung RIDMD po ng report nila, yung pre-charge evaluation during that time, March 4, 2014.
And nag-meeting ng March 13, March 19, addendum to the PCE report. Ano po yung PCE report?
Pre-charge evaluation po.
Apo. Pagkatapos, nag-answer yung mga respondents, yung mga police.
Yes, yes,
On
Mr.
March
Chair.
21. On July 24, you issued an order placing Baloyo and 12 others under restrictive custody of the RD. Tama po ba yan?
March 4, 2014 po.
March 4 pa ho yun?
Yes po.
Under preventive suspension yan.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Don't you have the power actually to have a summary dismissal?
Ito nga po yung
Ito yung process.
nag-create kami ng summary hearing board po.
Opo. So, nagkaroon ngayon ng hearing, may pre-hearing conference on April 8, April 30 may hearing, May 23 may hearing, June 6 may hearing, June 19, 2014 may hearing, June 25, 2014 may hearing, August 8, 2014 may hearing. Ano po? Hanggang umabot
Yes,
sa October 20, nagkaroon na ng summary hearing board, approved the report of investigation resolution recommending that the 2 counts of dishonesty be dismissed for lack of substantial evidence, but they should be held liable for grave misconduct or failure to conduct inventory on site and recommended to be meted with the penalty of dismissal from the service. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And that was transmitted to you on October 27, 2014 by Police Colonel Ronnie Mendoza. Ano po? And you signed it on November 14, 2014, the decision.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pagkatapos po ng decision, the entire case folder was forwarded to TDPRM. Ano po yun?
Directorate for Personal and Records Management po.
In compliance with paragraph 5, subparagraph C2 of PNP, MC number 2013-020, requiring all serious grave offenses against PCOs to be referred to the Chief PNP. Did you, sir, have an order, General Policeman, that all charges against police personnel will be brought to your office?
That is LOI Patlo by 3, Your Honor, and that covers only the commissioned officers, not the police, the NCOs. It only covers the police commissioned officers. So that is from the rank of inspector.
Yung officers na po yan, officers.
Yes,
Kasama po si
to-
Baloyo rito, di kasama po yan sa inyo.
So supposed to be, Your Honor, the case that would be provided to Cab Crabe should be the case of Baloyo and de Guzman only. The other cases can be decided by the regional director.
So that by February 1, remand na po yun at with the directive na that RDs can now decide all administrative cases within their jurisdiction, including grave offenses against PCOs. That is on February 1.
That is on February 1, 2016 already, Your Honor.
And that was already the time of General Lacadin. Tama po ba yan, General Lacadin?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on March 2, respondents received a copy of the decision dated November 14 na sinasabi, at tapos by March 14, nag-file rin sila, PRO3 receive a copy of the motion for this consideration filed by the respondents. Tama po ba yan, General?
Yes, sir.
So sa madaling sabi, nagkaroon ng dismissal ito mga kapulisan natin. Saan po pumunta yung pagkatapos?
Because of the timely filing of motion for reconsideration, sir, the implementation of the penalty was not
Held in abeyance.
Yes, sir.
Dahil nag-motion for recon.
Yes, sir.
Saan po pumunta ang tanong ko?
It was forwarded to our chief
Legal.
legal. Yes, sir. And
who might that be? General
Attorney
Colonel
Eugene
Bagamaspo?
Bagamaspad, sir.
Bagamaspad. General Bagamaspad. Colonel, sorry. Mas magandang pakanggal, no? General Bagamaspad. Anyway, ano ang nangyari nung makuha niyo yung report?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Pagka-receive po namin, na-receive po ng opisina po namin ng March 17, 2018. So, ang ginawa po namin, since yung pong hakasing decision is actually decided by
2016.
2016.
So, sir, pagkatapos ng decision, umabot kay General Purisima, I'm not trying to push you in hot water here. Tumagal ba kay General Purisima yung decision? Kaya nakikita ko dito, 1 year and 5 months. 3 months. 1 year and 3 months tumagal doon bago umabot sa inyo. Tama po ba yan?
Bago, sir, binaba ulit sa amin po.
1 year.
Yes, sir.
So, pinorward you, sir, General Purisima sa kanila after 1 year and 3 months. Dahil marami siguro kayong tinatrabaho.
Your Honor, please be informed that on December 3, 2014, I was preventively suspended. So I was not already within the hierarchy of the Philippine
So,
National.
kaya yun tagal. Sino ang pumalit sa inyo?
Ang pumalit po sa akin, Your Honor, is Police Deputy Director General Espina, who was
Si
then...
Rene. Ano pa na? Si
Espina,
Mario?
Your Honor.
Hindi, si Mario Espina ba yan?
Leonardo Espina, Your Honor.
Si Leo, yung dati sa kidnapping, anti-kidnapping. So, ano yan? Tumagal rin sa kanya?
Your Honor, he was not allowed initially to sign disciplinary actions against policemen, but the National Police Commission signed a resolution allowing him to do so.
So, nag-resolution pa ang Napolcom para payagan siya?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ha? Kasi OIC lang siya, di ba? Hindi siya
Yes,
inapuente. So, ano nangyari pagkatapos, sir? Umabot na sa baba?
I am not privy to the situation.
Colonel Magabasbad?
Bali, na-receive po namin, sir, doon sa opisina po namin yung motion for reconsideration po nila noong March 17, 2016.
Opo.
And after which, since yung po kasing summary hearing board po kasi ang nag-decide
Sa
po.
summary hearing board dismissed sa taas kay doon sa office sa RD, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Yun ang umakyat doon sa taas. Pagbalik sa inyo, nag-motion for reconsideration, another summary hearing board ba yan?
Hindi po. To pass upon doon sa kanilang motion for reconsideration.
Sino ang magdidesisyon? Kayo o yung summary hearing board na isa?
So, on my part, since part po ako kasi ng summary hearing board, who recommended for the imposition of dismissal from the service po ng ni Colonel Baluyo, so ni-refer ko po ulit yung entire records po doon sa board para sila rin po ang mag-pass upon doon sa mga issues noon pong kanilang motion for reconsideration.
Just let me finish. Tapos ano nangyari?
So, nag-meeting ho ulit yung mga members po ng board. So, then we presented again to General Lacadin kasi siya na po yung...
Anong decision po nila?
To present lang ho muna. To present lang muna kay General Lacadin para magkakaroon ho muna ng kung ano yung magiging decision niya doon sa motion for reconsideration.
Tapos ano nangyari? Pakibilis lang ho para makapagtanong kami.
Then, during that time, sir, kasi election na yan, so hindi na po medyo...
Gumalaw masyado?
Hindi gumalaw.
Tapos ano po nangyari?
So, may bago na, during that time, meron na rin po kaming bagong regional director.
Sino yan?
In the person of General Aquino na po, sir.
Aquino. Tapos ano po nangyari?
Then, after which, preset naman ho ulit namin po sa kanya. Okay? And
anong preset nyo sa kanya?
Yung case. Yung kaso. Okay. And yun na nga po.
Bakit i-present sa kanya? May motion for reconsideration. Kung may motion for reconsideration, saan papasok yun?
Kaya inilagay namin sa board.
Sa board?
Mr. Chair. Okay. Para sila rin po yung mag-decide.
Ano nangyari? Anong decision ng board?
So, noong September 1, finally, meron na kaming recommendation for the denial of the motion for reconsideration for lack of merit.
Yung MR, deny?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Recommendation pa lang yan?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Umabot ba kay General Aquino yan?
Based doon sa records po namin, sir, yes, Mr. Chair.
Umabot. Kailan
po.
umabot? Anong date?
I think it's September 6, Your Honor.
September 1, 2016.
September 6, 2016.
September 6, 2016. Alright? Tama?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Nung umabot kay General Aquino, September 6, 2016 ba? Aaron, General Aquino?
Sir, I cannot recall the exact date.
But anyway, umabot sa inyo. But by September 2016, General Albayalde, I'll ask you now to defend yourself. You called Regional Director Aaron Aquino about the administrative case of Baloyo. And that is confirmed already last hearing.
Yes, sir. Yung sa status lang, sir. Yes. Yung status, sir. I really don't know what month, pero...
No, but the question that came about was the statement was wag munang implement yan. Tama?
Well, kahit na, sir, let me make also one thing clear dito, sir. Kanina, kahit na sinabing, kung sinabi ko man yun, sir, which I really doubt na, sir, you cannot influence an upper class. Alam din, sir, ni General Lacson, I think it's already been
Yeah,
cleared
that surprised me.
by-
You're confronting an upper class
by,
man.
sir, sabi ni General, tinanong ni General Lacson way back first or second Senate hearing natin, binago mo ba? Sabi, sir, ni General Aquino, no. In fact, I threw them in Mindanao.
Okay, let me just ask you a question. There are two things that I like, and I'd like Senator Lacson to help me out here. Sabi mo, you cannot confront an upperclassman. Confront or ask questions or what? What do you mean?
No, yung parang influence mo, sir, yung So the only way that you can ask is
What
the
did you want to
status-
say?
Yung, sir,
Anong hindi pwedeng gawin ng junior classman sa
yung
upperclassman?
sabihin mo, sir, wag mo influence yan, mga ganun, sir. Hindi mo pwedeng pitin siguro yung sir. Otherwise, hindi, sir,
No,
ni-implement
pwede mo rin siya
General
kausapin
Aquino
as
yun,
you
sir.
did. Tinawagan mo
In
siya,
fact,
di ba?
Yes, sir, tinawagan just for the status, sir. Yun lang
Because
po.
I'm concerned when you say may tradition kayo. Tradition nyo yan, hindi yun sa bansa eh.
Well, yes,
Yung
sir.
rights and
Yes, sir.
obligations of the people.
Yes, sir, that's...
Nasa tao yan.
yes, sir.
Yung
Kaya
sa
nga
inyo,
po-
iba yun. Pero you're not in a different world. You serve the people.
Kaya nga po
Nagsisimple kayo sa tao, hindi pwede yung tradition nyo, ang i-impose nyo sa tao. Kung mali yung ginawa mo, walang pakialam kami doon sa upper class pa siya.
Kaya nga
Hindi
po-
excuse yun.
Yes, sir. That's why I want to make it clear here na si General Aquino na po mismo nagsabi that he was never influenced. In fact, he threw them out sa Mindanao.
And the point here is not that he was influenced. To his credit, may sumunod pa doon na sinabi nyo, tinanong mo dyan ang Aquino, ulitin ko lang sinabi niya, mga bata ko yun eh.
Sir, yung bata, sir, it's a general term. I think, sir, the bata, sir, is a general term that's used, no?
I
Yung
know, I
bata-
just
yes,
said
sir.
general,
Sa
may
general
mixta.
term dun sa, sir,
Adapted
sa mga,
ako eh.
sa mga sir, sa mga tao. I have more than 3,000 personnel when I was PD. Ang tawag mo dyan, sir, is bata. No, pag sinabing sarado, sir, batang sarado, then pwede siguro, sir, na yan ay bit-bit mo from the very beginning.
That's correct. I understand
Yes, sir.
that. Oh.
So, yun, sir, I think I made that clear during my sir, statement earlier. No? Yung bata, sir, is a general term that we use as commanders. No? Yung bata kasi naging tao mo sila. Yun, sir. It's a general term, sir. Like me, when I'm the chief PNP now, yung mga tao, sir, bata ko. Yung mga sir, but yung kung yung impression kasi, sir, is yung parang tao mong sarado eh. Yung sir ang parang lumalabas na as if
I understand
let
what
me
you're trying to
correct
say,
that,
sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Believe
Yes,
me,
sir.
I understand.
Yes, sir.
Bata, maraming ginagamit
Yes, sir.
yan, di ba?
That's a general
Pero
term,
from
Mr.
the
Chairman. Yes, sir.
standpoint of appropriateness, pag nilapitan mo, lakas ng loob mo, sasabihin mo, kung gagamitin ko yung tradition nyo, underclassman ka, lalapitan mo yung upperclassman, may hawak siyang order, lalapitan mo, inappropriate. Would you agree?
Sir, I never said na sir, na ganito ganon ang gawin, sir, because I'm just
No, hindi ko sinasabi yun. Ano sinasabi mo, kinakamusta mo yung mga bata mo, huwag mo munang implementahin yan. Amin yung gano'n. Ibig sabihin,
Sir,
wala naman eh. Ang sinasabi natin dito, the ethics, ha? Propriety, kaya nga sinabi ko, inappropriate.
Sir,
You know, I would really say, I don't want to teach you, pero ako yun, I was out of line. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, sir, probably yung it's very inappropriate, sir, no? But I'm just yung sa akin, sir, kasi siyempre, of course, the family would ask dahil alam nila you're the previous commander.
But let them do
Yun
that.
naman, sir, ang sir, but
Why you?
well, Just
Why you?
Sort of, ano sir, well, if kung it's really inappropriate, I really can't, ano sir, kung talagang yung tawag is really inappropriate in the eyes of everybody. Pero as the eyes of as a commander, you could just at least man lang sana sir, no, yung previous commander, at least kahit man lang masabi mo man lang na refer ko na yan doon sa bagong RD. Parang ganun lang sir.
Maybe it is wrong to be idealistic, pero kaya nga may lawyers eh.
Yes sir.
Yung lawyer ang siyang
If the call
lumapit.
was really inappropriate, then probably sir talaga, pero I maintain sir that we are in the military also sir. I think
You're not in the
General
military, you're a
Lacson can bear me
policeman.
out here, sir.
Inopose ko yan sa Constitution
Yes,
ng
sir.
1971.
Yes sir.
Civilian in nature, national in scope. Kaya pati yung senior ko sa Concon, Senator Pimentel, galit na galit siya. Bakit babalik yung rango ng General, Colonel, civilian niya, kaya Chief Superintendent. Pati ako nahuhuli nila si President Duterte, ako nahihilo. Ano ba yung Chief Superintendent? Ano ba yung Superintendent? Because you are a civilian. Divorce yourself. Civilian in character yan eh.
Yes sir.
Okay, I mean, I'm not trying to serve. I'm just trying to look at it from the standpoint of the general public. Bakit iba ba ang mundo ninyo? Ganun
No,
na
sir,
sasabihin niyan.
In fairness naman sir, kahit ng mga civilian naman sir,
May ganun rin.
lumalapit.
Understand?
In fact, yes,
But
sir.
it doesn't mean that just because
Doesn't
everybody is doing it,
Yes sir.
means all of us should do it, right?
In
Some
fact,
people are doing it.
Yes sir. Yes, sir.
It lang.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we should work on the timelines, to put things in perspective. The period between March 14, 2016, when the motion for reconsideration was filed by Baloyo and 12 of his men, and October 17, 2017, when the dismissal order issued by then Regional Director Petrasanta on November 14, 2014, was resolved by General Corpus, is far too long not to think na may mga intervening events dito between March 14, 2016 and October 17, 2017. Kasi napakalayo eh. And having said that, I'd like to direct my questions to General Graciano Mijares, who was then the Regional Chief Directorial Staff, di ba? So,
Yes, Your Honor.
meron ka bang alam na events that transpired between the filing of the MR on March 14, 2016 and yung October 17 when finally naging demotion, di ba? Kasi dismissal eh. So, ang understanding ko, you presented the result of investigation, I mean the dismissal order, but at the time, and this was skipped by Colonel Bagamaspad, ang initial na pinresent mo kay General Aquino, naging demotion na, hindi ba? Sige nga.
Good morning, sir.
For
Yes,
the
sir.
record, for transparency, I was the one who invited General Mijares to come. He was reluctant, so I had to subpoena him. Just for the record.
Yes, sige.
Go ahead, please.
So please proceed. From there, pakinarate mo nga ano yung mga events that transpired, say starting August of 2016, na, di ba, naging demotion na, but it was subject to the approval of General Aquino. Sige, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. I was designated as the Regional Chief Directorial Staff of Police Regional Office 3 sometime first week of June 2016 until September of 2016. And I came across the case folder of Colonel Baluy and others when it was forwarded to my office sometime August po. On that very same day,
August of 2016.
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Honor. On that very same day, Your Honor, then our Deputy Chief PNP for Operation, Lieutenant General Benji Magalong called me up. And he told me I was trying to call the Regional Director and hindi ko makontak. So, I'm calling you, ikaw yung tinawagan ko instead, and you just make sure that you have this instruction related to your RD. This is regarding the case of Colonel Baloyo. This is a very serious case. I want you to relay to him to ensure that this case will not be reduced or lowered.
At the time, Your Honor.
That was the instruction of then DCO Magalong
Yes, sir.
from Camp Crame.
Yes, sir. He was the
Ano
DCO, sir.
exact words niya when he called you?
Pardon, sir.
Ano exact words when he called you?
As he said, sir, you have this instruction related to regional director kasi hindi nga daw po niya makontak, kaya ako yung kinausap.
And make sure na
And make sure
hindi
that this case,
ma-reduce.
this is a very serious case, and we ensure that this will not be reduced or lowered. And after that, Your Honor, I immediately proceeded to the office of the regional director and personally hand-carried the case folder. So I informed Sir Aaron Aquino, sir, I just received a call from the DCO giving his instruction regarding this case. They said, this is a very serious case. You just make sure that this case will not be reduced. As I can still clearly remember, Your Honor, the specific portion of that folder was for demotion and suspension. So immediately after that, Your Honor, he said, ayusin nyo yan, tawagin mo yung legal service and make him aware of the instruction of the DCO. I called Colonel
I'd like to
Bagamaspad.
clarify, please stop muna, no? Please pause. I'd like to clarify with Colonel Bagamaspad. Ang unang recommendation mo, nung unang review mo, demotion. Correct? Hindi mo sinustain yung dismissal order ni General Petrasanta.
No, sir. That was actually yung board.
Yeah. But
Yes,
ikaw,
sir, yes,
sa table mo nang galing yun eh.
Yes, sir.
Tapos pumunta doon sa Chief Directorial Staff ng Region, General Mijares, na demotion yung nasa dispositive portion. No longer dismissal.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you skipped that when you were being asked by the chairman, di ba? Ang sinabi mo, dismissal talaga yung pinapresent mo. But that was after nag-intervene na yung regional director, pinabalik sa'yo. Please, sige, Buboy, you continue.
Let me just clarify. Kasi tinanong ko sa kanina. In-skip mo yun. Di mo sinabi na, sino nag-report na sa'yo, sino nag-decide na una demotion?
Actually, sir, yung demotion na yon, that was actually yung initial na pinalabas, sir, namin.
This was August, di ba?
Yes,
Ng board. No?
But that was actually for purposes ng approval ng mga members. Kasi nga, sir, aakyat, sir, yan hanggang sa DRDA. So, apparently, ito yung unang-una namin na ginawa para makita kung ano yung mga, kung ano yung
Sa MR yan, no? Sa MR
Yes,
yan.
sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tapos,
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, let's to continue the flow of...
I just want to let you finish lang. Tapos doon, naging dismissal. Tama ba yan?
Yes, sir. Dahil,
kinausap ka ni General Magalong, ano ba?
no, sir. Dahil
Ano?
yun na, sir, yung advice that kailangan hindi, kung ano kung na yung board basta't denial of the motion for reconsideration.
Yun ang sinabi. Sino? Ng board.
Yes, sir. Kasi yun na, sir, yung
Sige.
Mr. Chairman, I'm interested, nung ginawa mong demotion yung original order ni General Petrasanta na dismissal, dinowngrade mo to demotion. Di ba? Initially. And eventually, binalik mong dismissal because of the instruction of the RD and the Chief Director Staff na tingnan mo yan dahil ang nakita niya, demotion. Tama?
Yes, sir. Dahil yun na,
Okay.
sir, yung,
Ang
yun na
tanong ko
yung
ngayon,
nasa panasir nila. Objective
Was there
nila.
any intervention from anybody? Bakit naging demotion instead of dismissal? Instead of, just sustaining the original order of General Petrasanta na dismissal from the service, ginawa niyong demotion. Ang tanong ko ngayon, meron bang nag-intervene? Meron bang tumawag sa inyo, sa board, as far as you know?
Wala naman, sir.
But you dinowngrade ng demotion?
Gaya nga, sir, ng explanation ko po kanina, yun kasi yung initial na
But you skip that eh. When the chairman was asking you, you never mentioned that the initial recommendation that you made or the board made was demotion, no longer dismissal.
Kaya nga, sir,
So why did you downgrade it to demotion?
dahil po yun yung working draft po namin.
No. Anong working draft? Nakarating na nga sa regional director eh. And that's the reason why it went back to you upon instruction of the regional director to the chief directorial staff, General Mijares, ibinalik sa inyo yung folder. Hindi tinanggap yung demotion, di ba? Ang tanong ko, bakit yung dinowngrade sa demotion?
Yun na nga, sir. Yun
Anong
na
yun na nga?
Yun na
Bakit
nga po
yung
yung,
downgrade?
yun po kasi yung working draft po namin.
No, that's not a
Mr.
working draft. That is a recommendation from the board
Opo.
that reviewed.
Opo.
It's not a working draft. It's already an official recommendation to the regional director downgrading the dismissal to demotion. I'm asking you now.
Pero wala pa pong, kwan po, Mr. Chair, wala pa pong perma po nung mga kwan po nila.
Sige nga, Buboy.
Ayan.
Yes, sir. As I've said a while ago, I directed him, Colonel Bagasma, to see me at my office and instructed him with what the regional directors said to ayusin nyo yan, tawagan mo yung legal service at para ma-correct po, sir. So immediately siya nag-usap kami, and after that he went out. And maybe after 3 weeks, Your Honor, the case folder came back. And again, only check on the dispositive portion, it was already dismissal.
So it's also clear to you that when you saw the case folder noong August, demotion yung dispositive portion, di ba?
I am positive, Your Honor.
Positive ka doon.
Yes, sir.
Nakita niyo yan, with the permission of Senator Lacson, nakita niyo yung case folder na recommendation demotion.
Yes, Your Honor. The dispositive part, Your Honor, because that was the timely na tumawag din si... That was the very reason na tumawag si Sir Benji sa akin, Your Honor.
That's right. Okay.
So I had it confirmed by
That's all I wanted
checking.
to say. You confirmed that you saw it. That's all I wanted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yeah, Romero.
I am trying to backtrack, ano? Kasi kung August 2016, andun yung dinowngrade ni Colonel Bagamaspad from dismissal to demotion, and then 3 weeks later, September na yon, ano? September 6, sabi niya, submitted again, naging dismissal na yung demotion, di ba? That because of your instruction or relayed to you by General Aquino. Now, ang in-establish ko rito is, ang sabi ni General Aquino when he testified that General Bayalde called him up. At the time, he was NCRPO director and he was regional director of Region 3. Ang sabi mo, between June and December, masyado mahaba. It appears now we can limit the period between September and November when you order the transfer of Baloyo and the others to Mindanao. Kasi doon na yung nag-decide ka, i-transfer mo na lang sa Mindanao. So na-shorten na natin yung period between September 6, when the folder was resubmitted to the RCDA, no, and to you. So the call must have transpired between September and November. Dahil November mo pinatransfer eh. So can you recall now?
Hindi ko pa rin sir na-recall, pero based on the yung ating analysis, it could be deduced to between September and November.
And yung kino-correct natin, because I was the one who questioned this, ano, bakit ginamit yung word na implement? When in fact, because at that time, we did not know yet na ganito pala yung nangyari, na merong intervening events. Sabi ko, about implement? In the first place, pending yung MR, and there's no way that you could have implemented because MR, yung pala, niresolve na yung MR and meron na recommendation na demotion. And then subsequently, September, naging dismissal ulit. So yung tinawag sa iyo ni Chief PNP OD, at the time NCRPO, wag mong implement, wag mong pirmahan yung panibagong recommendation na dismissal ulit. Is that how you understood it? O understand it now?
Sir, actually,
kasi yung, alam mo yung word na implement at saka yung status, yung implement, that's significant, ha? Because sabi ko nga, kung wala itong bagong information na from demotion na upgrade ulit sa dismissal, mali yung implement. But now it appears na dahil yung demotion, in-upgrade ulit dismissal, naghihintay na lang ng signature mo yon. So pag sinabing wag mo implement, wag mong pirmahan yung pakiusap. Tama?
Sir, hindi ko ma-recall kung ano ba nauna yung tawag ni Chief PNP or yung dismissal order na. So hindi ko ano sir, kung yung sinasabi ni Chief PNP during that time, yung dismissal order.
Yeah, but logic dictates that noong niresubmit yung case folder to General Mijares and then to you, September 6 yun eh. Yun na yung from demotion, naging dismissal ulit. Okay. So dahil nasa table mo na yun, for your signature, doon na yung dumating yung tawag na wag mong implement, meaning wag pirmahan yung dismissal order. Meaning, assuming na totoo yung second testimony mo na ang ginamit, kung pwedeng wag mo implement, between September 6, 2016 and November, when you transferred these people to Mindanao. Kasi yun ang action taken mo eh. Instead na pirmahan mo yung dismissal order from demotion to dismissal again, tinransfer mo na lang. So yung call, malilimit na natin between September 6 and November when you transferred. I'm just trying to refresh your memory para ma-establish natin yung facts, di ba? So nung tinawagan ka, ang tama yung word pa rin after all na implement. Because once you sign that, it's good as, it's subject to implementation, di ba? So you did not act on it based on the call made by then NCRPO Chief Albayalde.
Hindi ako nag-ano, sir. I was not influenced by that call. In fact, kung yung mga dati kong sinasabi na nung nagkatapos kami nag-usap, I returned back the folder to General Mijares at sinabi ko, i-review nyo nga ulit ito kasi paiba-iba eh.
Yun yung August.
Yes, sir. That is the...
Yung
yes.
August, yung naging demotion, ibalik nyo.
Yes, sir. Pero yung second time, ganun pa rin, sir, ang nangyari. Nung first yung ano, yung demotion, sinabihan
Kindly
ko,
help
sir,
out General Mijares kung yun ba yun.
Actually, sir, what he told me when the first time that I gave him the case folder, he said, ayusin nyo to, tawagan mo yung legal service and make sure that the instruction of DCO will be followed. Ang instruction ni DCO that time, sir, is ma-affirm yung dismissal ni na Baloy and others. At wag to make sure na hindi po ma-reduce. That's immediately after that, sir, I called Colonel Bagamaspad, informed him of the instruction. And as I mentioned a while back, sir, 3 weeks after or less, the same case folder, sir, was forwarded again to my office, and I personally handed that same case folder again to General Aquino. And upon I informed him, sir, the RD, sir, ito na po yung pinapalo up ni General Magalong, dismissal na po. And I can still remember, sir, what he said. Ilagay mo lang muna yan sa table ko at ipapareview ko yan. And maybe after a month, Your Honor, Baloyo and several others, at hindi lang po yung grupo nila, dating, I think that was November, more or less 60 to, sir, na tapo na sa iba-ibang parts ng region ng Mindanao. 9, 11, no, 11, sir, 9, 12 arm, and 10, sir. So, naalis na po itong mga personnel na to sa Region 3, sir.
Question, and you can confirm this or deny this, both General Aquino and ikaw. I received this information na he was in a quandary, no? Actually in a dilemma. Dalawang possible recommendation ang pipirmahan niya. Well, of course, at the time, dismissal na, no? Pero he was in a dilemma na between someone who's about to retire, referring to General Magalong, because General Magalong was supposed to retire in December of 2016. Is that correct? December 2016? Okay. And somebody who belongs to the ruling class at that time, class 86, General Albayalde, ano yung susundin ko dito? Do you remember that, Aaron?
Sir, I deny that, sir. In fact,
You deny that?
kaya nga yung first instance na ano, sir, ibinalik ko talaga yan. Sabi ko, why, parang inisip ko, why demotion? And then the second time around, the decision...
Why demotion?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Yung una pa nga yun, sir. And then, the same case folder was brought to my office, I think September 6, I don't know if the date was right, na sinabi ko, sir, na ilagay mo muna yan sa table ko and I'll review it. Yun, sir, yung sinasabi kong pinapa-review ko sa legal officer ulit.
So yung dismissal order, yung subsequent dismissal order, pinabalik muli sa legal? Hindi na dumaan kay General Mijares? Kasi siya lang
Siya sir nagbigay sa akin actually. Kaya nga sinabi ko sa kanya, iwan mo lang sa table at pare-review ko uli because I was so engrossed, sir, during that time. Again,
Dumating sa iyo si Jeremy Harris, dala demotion. Pero sabi niya, may tawag si DCO sa krame, huwag nating i-reduce ito sa demotion. Apparently, Jan Magalong already got wind of the information that merong looming na downgrading of penalty from dismissal to demotion. Mayor, how did you know, kasi mo timing yung pagtawag mo na talagang meron talagang recommendation for the downgrading from dismissal to demotion?
Mr. Chairman, Your Honor, talaga po tinututukan ko yan. Naglagay na po talaga ako ng tao ko po doon sa
May
Region
DPA
3.
ka na doon sa regional
Yes, sir.
headquarters.
Kaya nga, sir, nalalaman ko kung paano na sir ang nangyayari.
And the timing of your call is so perfect na nando sa table ni Jeremy Harris yung demotion, yung initial recommendation.
Opo.
Do you confirm that, Jeremy Harris?
Yes, Your Honor, correct po.
Ito, Aaron, medyo mali yung ano natin eh. Ang sinabi mo, nung pinabalik mo, yung demotion, reviewin. Yung bang dumating sa yung kinorek na yung penalty from demotion to dismissal na as yung original decision ni General Petrosanta, pinabalik mo ulit sa legal?
sir, pinaiwan ko sa table ko kay, according nung sinabi sa
Sabi
akin.
mo kanina, pinareview mo ulit sa
Kaya
legal.
nga, sir, ang sabi ko, iwan mo sa table ko, pare-review ko uli yun. So, ganun, sir, nangyari.
Nireview mo ba?
Na po, Mr. Chair.
Dahil?
Wala na pong dumating po sa amin.
So, mali ang recollection ni Aaron na kasi pinareview mo yung demotion, dumating sa dismissal, pare-review mo pa ulit. Wala na katapos ang review to.
Sir, as I've said, to be honest, sir, hindi ko alam itong kaso nito. It happened 6-7 years ago.
I know.
And I was so engrossed during the time on war on drugs. Nakapokus ako dun, sir.
Aaron, given na yan. You already testified on that.
Yes, sir.
Ang pag-usapan natin dito yung kaso, hindi yung war on drugs. Ano?
That's right, sir.
Ang tanong ko lang, kindly refresh your memory, kung yung subsequent from demotion to dismissal, ang action taken mo is to have it reviewed again?
Yes, sir.
And it was already reviewed by your legal officer from demotion to dismissal, and then babalik mo ulit to review? What? To make it demotion again?
No, sir.
O, bakit mo pa re-review ulit?
Kasi
Na-review
nga,
na
sir,
nga.
medyo una, demotion, pagkatapos dismissal. So, bago siya ng ano.
Dismissal to demotion, yun ang pinareview mo. Nung bumalik sa dismissal, pa-review mo ulit. Parang sa akin, it defies logic, ha?
Yes, sir.
Kung ako yung commander, pinareview mo yung demotion, bumalik sa iyo naging dismissal, dahil originally dismissal naman, wala nang katapusang back and forth ito. Pag pa-review mo na naman yung kinorek na ngayon demotion to dismissal, review na naman. Sa akin, it defies logic as far as I'm concerned.
Senator Lacson, if I may. In fact, when you said review, ilagay mo sa lamesa ko, tinable mo. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, sir.
Tinable mo. Hindi mo na pinabalik. Tinable mo. In fact, you never signed it, right?
Right, sir.
You never signed it. I have a copy of the proposal here that says you never signed it. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, ang recommendation sa na dumating sa'yo, dismissal, and you never signed it, up to and until General Corpus came in and relieved you, General Corpus relieved you. Is that correct?
That's right, sir.
Senator Lacson, are you on the
Ito
course?
pa yung isang medyo malabo. Ang sabi ni Colonel Bagapaspad, wala naman daw bumalik sa kanya sa table niya para i-review. Ang sinabi mo, iwanan mo sa table ko at papareview ko ulit. But you never did that. You never had it reviewed, di ba? Kasi walang dumating sa kanya. Nandun lang lying idle on your table, ibig sabihin.
Maybe, sir. I really cannot recall kung ano yan, sir, naiwan sa table ko yan.
Pero ang instruction mo kay Jeremy Harris, iwanan mo sa table ko at papareview ko ulit yan.
Totoo yun, sir. So, ang pagkakalam ko, sir, kung ano man yan nasa table ko yan, kasi nililinis, sir, ng ano ko yan ng secretary ko yan.
Hindi, wala, irrelevant yun. Ang pag-usapan na dito, na-review na eh. So did you actually transmit it back to your legal officer, or it just lied, or nandun lang, idle lang sa table mo?
Hindi pwede doon lang sa table ko yan, sir. Definitely, mailalabas at mailalabas yan, sir.
So bumalik sa kanya?
Yan ang presumption ko, sir, na ibalik doon sa...
O, Colonel, baga mas bumalik ba sa table mo yung...
Negative, sir. Kasi
Negative.
based dito sa timeline din namin, based doon sa records din namin.
Wala nang bumalik?
Bumalik na lang po siya sa amin February 16, 2017.
Ano yung papel na bumalik sa inyo?
Yung case record.
Case record?
Yes, sir.
Walang action taken? Enacted?
Presumption, sir, doon. At saka during that time, sir, wala na rin po ako doon. Pero
Yun nga,
doon sa...
si Lopez na?
Yes, sir.
Bumalik sa iyo.
Sir,
Yun ang, yun ang lalo tayong lumabaw, Mr. Chairman, but, you know.
May I? Yes, General Magalong, kayo muna.
Sir, this is in connection with the line of questioning of Senator Lacson. Sir, 2 weeks ago, meron sir kaming underclass who was then a member of the staff of General Aquino when he was the regional director. Ang sinabi po niya sa akin, sir, alam ko po yung nangyari dahil nandun po ako sa office ni RD. Namomblema po sir si RD dahil kung sino ba ang susundin niya. Si General Magalong ho ba na about to retire o itong isa na ruling class at about isang contender sa Chief PNP. Hindi ko po sir binabanggit yan dahil po hindi ko rin pwedeng i-reveal yung pangalan nung officer na yon. But when I talk to General Mijay Mijares, sir, can I request that General Mijares expound on this, Mr. Chairman?
You heard the question directed to the chairman. I pass it on to you now, General Mijares. But before you do, you were sent to Mindanao, right?
Yes, sir. I was the regional director of police.
And after which you were relieved later.
Yes, sir. Opo. Just last...
Na-relieve siya. You were relieved, sir, weren't you?
I was
armed.
Yes, sir. I was relieved last May 30, sir. Maybe May 30.
And who relieved you?
I think it was a decision of the command group, Your Honor.
General Bayalde, PCMP.
As the PNP and the command group, Your Honor.
And then, you're now floating interlock, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, but it was more of voluntary on my part. I barely have 6 months in the service.
Yes.
And I will be applying for NDS another 3 months.
And you're concerned about that?
Yeah, that leaves me 3 months in the service, sir.
Yes.
So,
it's better you tell us para we will watch over you kung may gagalaw sa'yo.
I politely declined the position, sir, that was given to me, which is anti-cybercrime group, sir.
In truth and in fact, para transparency, when I asked you to come, sabi ko, do your duty. Diba, sabi ko?
Yes, Your
sabi
Honor.
ko,
Yes, Your Honor.
sabi ko, you never told me that you were brought to Malacanang, to Mindanao. I didn't know about that until now.
I was brought to Mindanao, sir, because I was the regional director of Police Regional Office Arm.
Arm, yes, right. I
Yes,
just
Your
said
Honor.
that already.
During the time of former Chief PNP.
Can you answer the question of General Magalong, which is referred to the chair? I pass it on to you.
Yes, actually, sir, I was reminded of that, sir, when General Magalong told me about that this morning, sir. I could confirm that, sir. I think, indeed, my regional director was in a quandary, sir, and this what to follow, sir.
Well, even if you don't tell us, obviously, upperclassman si General Aquino, di ba? Lumapit sa kanya underclassman, who at that time was already a two-star admiral, two-star general, sorry. Ruling class. Was he a two-star general already, General Aquino at the time? Yes.
Sir, I was promoted.
I'm just, please answer the question.
Yes, sir. Two-star po ako.
Two-star na kayo nung lumapit kay General Aquino.
No. During the first 6 months, and please let me correct the statement, sir, that
the ruling class that I was already being considered as chief PNP. That's just way back 2016. That's very, very far, Your Honor. That's medyo...
I would
correct
always
lang
say
po natin
humility doesn't suit you.
and I was, and I don't even have any connections. That's why it's very, really very far that I am that time a contender for the chief PNP, Your Honor.
Well, the question
It
is,
was only announced that I'm the chief PNP a week before I assumed as the chief PNP.
we're aware of that. We're
And
aware
I
of
was
that.
promoted to two-star, kung hindi po ako magkamali, December na ng 2016. It's because wala pong bakante na two-star at nauna po yung mga directorial staff.
So, ang quandary is not correct. General Aquino should not be afraid of you. Is that what you're saying? Because you can be the next chief PNP? Or he's in a quandary? The gentleman referring, General Magalong, if I may finish, you don't even need anybody to tell us that. General Magalong is palabas na. Ikaw pataas ka. So, that is a quandary. Would that be a quandary for you, General Aquino?
Po, Mr. Chairman, it's the decision, probably personal decision of General Aquino.
Oh, yeah, of course, it's a personal decision.
Yes, sir, yes.
Like I said, I showed you, it was never signed by General Aquino.
Yes, sir. But
All right, General
it's
Aquino, is
just
that a
to
quandary
make,
for you?
The record
It's not,
straight,
sir.
Ha? Hindi.
It's not, sir.
Nothing considered, nothing.
No, sir.
So, lumalabas, you did not sign it, period, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, naipit, naging floating yung
Naipit
papel.
lang, sir.
That is why, hanggang 1 year and 1 month, hindi ko balo yung papel. Tama po ba yan? I have it here.
Yes, sir.
1 year and 1 month later, gumalaw yung papel, it was already another Class 86 by the name of General Corpus who finally demoted. General Corpus, did you disregard the recommendation dismissal?
When the motion was passed to me, sir,
Sir. Ang sabi ko, dismissal yung papel na iniwan kay General Aquino. Ano po ang ginawa niyo doon? 1 year and 1 month later. Nung umupo na kayo ang RD.
pinareview ko po sa legal officer, sir.
Binalik niyo sa legal.
They'll come up with the recommendation, sir.
Bakit niyo ibabalik sa legal? May dismissal na.
It was...
Hindi ko maintindihan yun eh. It puts a bad name, it puts a bad reputation na nag-decide na yung honor, yung committee na ginawa ni General Petrasanta, dismissal, binaba dito uli, naging dismissal uli, binalik kay General Aquino, he did not sign it, and then ibabalik nyo uli, andun na yung dismissal eh. You know that indicates may lumalakad, may pumapara, may pressure. Bakit nyo ibabalik uli?
The legal officer, sir, is the same as my legal officer because she assumed
That's correct. But why
January,
would you
sir.
bring it back? Dismissal na eh. Hindi naman ikaw nakaupo nun. Si Bagamasbad, binigay lang. Was that, by the way, affirmed by the whole board in dismissal?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So it was affirmed by the whole board, dismissal. So hindi pinapalitan. Pinadala kay General Aquino, hindi umaksyon. Binigay na, inabot na ni General Corpus, hindi pa rin umaksyon lang 1 year and 1 month at binabalik niya ngayon. Bakit mo ibabalik? Dismissal na eh. 2 beses sa dumaan.
Mr. Chairman, may the legal officer explain that, sir?
No. You're the one on the carpet. You're
Mr.
the
Chairman, to sum it up, itong kasi ni Baloyo, twice dismissed, twice demoted. Si Baloyo.
Kaya nga, that's a bad sign for the PNP. Parang goma. Naghihila, mayroong mga powers that be. Sir?
I gave it to my legal officer for review, sir. Hindi pa naman napirma,
Alright,
sir.
let's, okay. General Corpus, you're a general, but anyway, can you sit down here, Judy? Si Judy ba?
Yes, sir.
PhD. Right, Judy? UST graduate. Right, Judy? Summa cum laude. Cum laude only. Ayaw ba yung summa? Nasumama na sa pulis pagkatapos. Pero asawa ng pastor, correct? We review all your to on file. Now, sabi ni General Corpus, binalik sa iyo. Tapos binalik mo sa kanya, demoted na lang, demotion.
Sir,
Answer the question first.
Sir, at the onset, when I was the regional legal officer of Sir Aaron Aquino, my legal opinion is for 1 rank demotion, sir.
Again, for transparency. I spoke with you yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
And I just asked you, can you explain this to me because hindi kita maintindihan?
Yes, sir.
I did not influence you or
Yes,
anything,
sir.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Just for the transparency because we're investigating eh.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Para
sir.
malaman ng tao na wala tayong tinatago dito.
Yes, sir.
Binigyan namin, sabi mo, okay, binalik mo. Alright?
Yes, sir.
Mas maganda magtagalog tayo para maintindihan
Opo.
tayo, okay?
Opo, sir.
Mas magaling ka naman mag-English sa akin eh. Talo ako sa'yo. So sa Tagalog, binalik mo ulit, demotion.
Yes, sir.
Bakit?
When I assume, sir,
Hindi na dumaan sa board.
Sir, no, because please be reminded that we are governed by NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular that for the resolution of the memorandum, or rather the motion for reconsideration po, dapat ang magde-decide po, hindi po ang HSO or the Summary Hearing Board. It must be the DA. And the DA then is, of course, General A. Aaron Aquino.
Alright, proceeding from all that, binalik mo ang demotion. Now, may sinabi ka sa akin kahapon. Ang sabi mo, kung pagkatapos ko marinig lahat dito,
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
would you stick by demotion?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ha?
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Demotion pa rin. Nasabi mo
Yes,
sa akin
Your
kahapon, no, after everything that you heard here.
Oh, okay, I have to clarify. Ika-clarify ko po maigi.
Did you say that to
Okay.
me or not?
Yes, I said to you, Your Honor.
Na
Sabi
hindi-
ko
na hindi mo-
after the proceedings were done here,
Here.
if the charge is really the complete, Tagalogin ko sir,
Sige, sige.
ako. Sinabi ko po talaga kay sir na iba ang magiging decision, ang magiging resolution ko or legal opinion only, Your Honor, which is recommendatory to the DA if upon hearing in this case, we delved or we dwelt so much on violation of Article 92 of the revised of the 9165 and Section 27. That was my clear answer. However, Your Honor, in this case, I would like to set records for straight, Your Honor, that in this case, this representation is only for legal opinion, which is recommendatory to the DA.
Yes.
I found immediately, Your Honor, browsing on the documents that I have on hand. I cannot rely on evidence aliunde, Your Honor. I cannot rely on what was stated
Yun
here.
lang pumasok sa korte.
Yes,
Ibig
lang.
sabihin lang, yan,
Meaning to say, yun lang pumasok po doon sa aking
sa board.
board at yung lang pumasok doon sa lahat ng dokumento na nireview ko. Otherwise, Your Honor, I would not be strictly following and I would be denying the procedure of the NAPOLCOM, which is, of course, at the onset, is procedural due process for everyone, for the complainant and for the respondents in this case. So that being so, Your Honor, I saw the whole folder. For the records, again, Your Honor, I want to emphasize that the dates that's included here, but the specific R was not mentioned. Even the specific R, sir, R.
Hour of the
that we
rate.
discussed here. In fact, there was lumabas
In other words,
po,
hindi nakalagay doon sa
hindi
decision
po nakalagay doon
na kung
sa,
anong oras sila
even for the validating report,
Mm.
which was conducted by the Intelligence Division
Mm.
of Region 3.
Mm.
What was stated there is only the day, which was on November 29, 2013, Your
Ano
Honor.
nakalagay?
It was a bypass operation, Your Honor.
Bypass, no?
But here, Your Honor, di ba, nakita natin na ito po ay lumalabas, raid.
Raid, hindi bypass. Kaya sinabi mo sa akin, kung yun ang presenta,
Yes, Your Honor.
dismissal.
If what was presented in this folder, or the folder that was certified, Your Honor, taking into consideration the facts of the case and taking into consideration the circumstances given by the NAPOLCOM Memorandum Circular with appropriate aggravating and the raised defense of mitigating, I would not, probably, Your Honor, a hypothetical answer is probably I would not give them one rank demotion, but a dismissal.
Dismissal.
However, again, please, Your Honor, it is my honest and conscious or consensus interpretation of the facts, which I'm not infallible, Your Honor.
Sasabihin ko lang. Just to complete. Sinabi mo lang, ito ang sinilbi dun sa board, limitado, hindi nilabas lahat. So
Correct.
kung nilabas lahat, dismissal.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, yung nga sila sabi, ilalabas na itong ebidensya ito, itatago yung iba, madi-dismiss yung kaso. Kaya ito lang ang sinilbi sa pagkain natin, ito lang, pero may pagkaiba, hindi sinabi sa'yo, Hindi mo nalalaman yan, tama?
Yes, Your Honor. And
Okay, malinaw, malinaw.
Mr.
Go ahead,
Chairman,
Senator Soto. Ayokong pigilin si
cut,
Senator Soto.
yeah, it's correct. To cut a long story short, the root of the problem is the one who prepared the case.
precisely, Your Honor, I agree.
Correct. Di ba?
Yes, sir.
O yun ang
Correct.
tanongin nyo. Sino dyan ang nag-prepare nito na gawing Section 21 lang? Mishandling of evidence lang yun eh. Kaya talagang ang pupuntahan mo, demotion.
Yes, Your Honor.
May lumoko doon sa charge.
Hmm.
Dahil hindi pinaniwalaan yung investigasyon ng CIDG na 200 kilos yung tinira at mayroong pinakawalan na drug lord.
Your Honor, as a lawyer, I
Diba?
would not rely on such
So,
bunty matters.
Mr. Chairman, I think your committee should look into who prepared the case.
Yes.
Yun ang sabit, the root.
Ikaw ba nag-prepare? Bagamasbad? Umamin ka na.
Sorry, sir, negative.
Bili lang yan. Sige, ano?
Member nga po ako ng summary hearing board. Member po ako ng summary hearing board.
Summary?
Hearing board. The summary hearing board, Mr. Chair.
Hearing board?
Yes, sir.
Sige. Pakisabi lang kung sino na summary hearing board. Pero dineclare nilang dismiss eh. Sino ang nagharap pagkatapos ng demotion? Yan ang tinatanong dapat ni Senator Soto. With all due respect. Kasi,
Mr. Chairman, if I may, wala pong problema doon sa main case.
Wala,
Dismissal nga eh.
Oo.
Ang nagkaloko-loko ito doon sa MR. And we want to find out, pwede nyo ba i-submit yung records of the case from MR to the downgrading of the
To
penalty from dismissal to demotion? Wala kayong discussion, di ba? When I look at the case folder, pinayagan nyo nga mag-file ng collective MR. Nagtanong ako sa lawyer, Secretary Guevara, di po ba pagka nag-file ng MR, dapat individual? Kasi iba-iba yung kanilang justification kung bakit pwedeng i-grant yung kanilang MR.
In this particular case, that is correct, Senator.
Pero ang ginawa nila, collective, tinanong ko sila eh. Isang MR lang daw for the whole group ang i-final. Magkakaiba yung depensa, sila Laksamana, ang depensa, wala ako dun eh. Paano magkakapare-pareho isang MR lang sila? So, the one that I'm trying to point out here, mukhang may lutong Macau between MR and the decision na lumabas noong October 17, 2017. Nagkalutuan dito do sa MR. For whatever reason, hindi ko na alam. Pero maliwanag na mukhang ang doktoran nangyari noong nag-file ng MR ng March 14, 2016 hanggang sa nagkaroon ng panibagong decision granting the MR, hindi naman ginrant, partially granted. Kasi from dismissal, naging demotion. Pero yun nga nakapagtaka, binabasa namin, walang discussion eh.
Wala.
Ngayon, ang tanong ko nga, ito, pwede sabihin hypothetical. After hearing all the proceedings dito sa committee hearing, kung ngayon mo gagawin yung decision mo, will you stick with the motion? After hearing all the testimonies of the barangay officials, the testimonies of the three policemen, the testimonies of everybody in this hall, ano magiging decision mo?
Sir,
answer lang. Demotion or dismissal?
Sir, the answer is dismissal, Your Honor.
Dismissal.
But, Your Honor, I qualify. The hearing or the proceedings here, that a mere testimony should pass the test of competency and relevancy to be considered as evidence, Your Honor. It must be an evidence to be attached to the records of the case.
Hypothetical naman ito lang. Because syempre, after the fact, lumabas na yung mga decision. Ang problema lang namin, bakit may convene na properly na screening board, no, na yung talaga nagdidikan. Di sinabing dismissal. Pagdating sa inyo, dismissal, tapos binalik, demotion. Merong nagpapagalaw eh. Paano babalik sa demotion? Tapos, pagbalik kay General Aquino, dismissal. Hindi ginalaw ni General Aquino. Maring naipit siya o ano. Pagdating ni, I'm sorry, I'm not picking on your General Corpus. I just want to be sure you know where I'm coming from. Hindi ko maalis makita. 86 si General Albayalde, 86 kayo, nangangausap siya ng 85, ngayon 86, biglang pagdating sa iyo, ipapalipat mo ulit doon sa legal. Samantalang may decision na. At yun ang hindi ko ma-accept. Paano maniniwala ang tao na nagbabago-bago ang decision? Dapat panindigan natin because ang objective nito, malinis yung kapulisan. That's why I laid the predicate kanina ang daming kaso, agaw ba to, na hindi nahuhuli, inaagaw yung ebidensya, may kotse pang nakukuha dalawa, at ang lalaki ng amounts ng drugs, pero hindi nire-report. Kaya napakahalaga na hanahabol talaga ito. Now, it will sound like we're quibbling over decisions. The decision has been made. Pag gawa na yung decision, bakit babaguhin? Yung nag-hearing, yung una, yung kay General Petresanta, sila naka-hear Kaya binilang ko yung hearing. Hindi naman ako nagbibigay lang dito. Araw-araw sinabi ko kung anong hearing yan. Na-hear nila, ang decision sa araw-araw, dismissal. Tapos, pagdating to sa motion for reconsideration, walang discussion, bigla na lang, babaguhin na, demotion na lang. Okay? So, yun na ang gusto kong malaman. Now, General Corpus, I have to ask you this question. Umaalingaw ngayon Meron bang lumapit sa inyo, kaklase nyo, kakampi ninyo, kaibigan ninyo?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Wala, okay. I just want to get it for you because you're all on the road, ha? Go ahead.
After hearing all this, after the hearings, several hearings, after also hearing the comment of Attorney Lopez here, this is the very reason po kung bakit the administrative case, after all this hearing, will now be reviewed also by the IAS. In fact, I already directed the DIDM who is here to coordinate with our IAS dahil yung po din ang suggestion nyo, Mr. Honors.
You remember I suggested that to you right here, in this position here, when you were here.
Yes, sir.
I said, Oscar,
it will be now...
imbisigay mo na lahat yan.
Yes, sir. That's why the very reason why after this, sir, there will be a
reinvestigation.
Tanggalin
mo na yung dapat tanggalin. Go ahead, General Lacson.
Tatanungin kita pareho ng tinanong ko kay Colonel Lopez. Napolcom is now reviewing. In fact, di ba? Also po, Vice Chair Kasurao, would you confirm that Napolcom is also conducting a review of the administrative case?
We confirm that, Your Honor.
Ang tanong ko ngayon, Chief, ex-officio member ka ng Napolcom, being the Chief PNP, di ba? Kung maglabas ng resolution yung Napolcom, reversing the findings of General Corpus from dismissal to yung partial granting of the MR. Siyempre, pipirma ka sa resolution ng Napolcom. Kung magkaroon ng resolution, reverting back the penalty to dismissal, will you sign it?
I'll sign it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Before that, just a point, Senator Drilon. After hearing all this, what is the action of the DOJ? This is not just an administrative issue.
As I explained, Senator Soto, the dismissal of the criminal charge against the same people is under automatic review by the DOJ. But if we do so, meaning will be confined only to the evidence on record or presented to the Secretary of Justice, then in the light of new evidence unfolding, that will not serve the ends of justice. So instead of merely confining ourselves to the evidence presented during the preliminary investigation in 2014, we decided to reopen the case, to reinvestigate the case, so that any additional evidence that might have unfolded in the interim, including those that came up during the Senate inquiry, would be considered in the reinvestigation. And I would like to request the Senate Committee Secretariat if transcripts of the Senate hearings pertaining to the so-called Minya Cops would be made available immediately, because I'm sure that any interested party who will be called upon during the reinvestigation may find urgent need for these transcripts.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Now, just one more point before I transfer to the floor to Senator, the Minority Leader. You mentioned a automatic review. During the time of Secretary Dato Manong and then Secretary Gonzales, there was a circular that all drug cases that are dismissed will be automatically reviewed under the Office of the President, and the personalities involved cannot be released. It was amended by Circular 06 during the Aquino administration. that it became a circular automatic review under the Office of the Secretary of Justice. Napunta sa SOJ. And then, the personalities may be released. Eh, sabi ko nga, pagka ginawa nyo yan, during the time of Secretary Aguirre already, sabi ko, correct nyo yan. Because pag pinakawalan nyo yung drug lord, hindi nyo makukuha uli yan. Pag nag-automatic review kayo. So, may we know the status now of the circular as far as your incumbency is concerned?
Well, just to explain, Senator Soto, this particular case was for dismissal. So wala talagang aakyat sa court because there was a finding na walang probable cause. Kaya hindi siya talaga aakyat sa court and no warrants of arrest may be issued because no information would be filed. So ganun ang situation, no? Kaya may automatic review. Maybe you're referring to a situation.
What I'm referring to is the dismissal dismissal is recommended by the DOJ. I'm not talking about the courts already. The circular that you have, it used to have is pag prosecutor, sinabi ng prosecutor, i-dismiss, i-dismiss, there is an automatic review under the Office of the President. Ganun dati. Ano? As a matter of fact, it happened in the La Union Mega Shabu Laboratory. It was being dismissed in the provincial level by the prosecutor. Kaya hinabol namin at automatic review under the Office of the President. Kaya nahabol uli. At they were indicted afterwards. That's what I'm talking about. Not in the courts. Not dismissal in the courts. But dismissal in your level.
Before you respond, Secretary Guevara, being the Vice Chairman of the Committee on Justice, there's a pending request from the SOJ for the Committee Secretary to provide them copies of the TSNs. And the Committee Secretary is now being directed by the Acting Chair as of this moment to immediately transmit copies of the TSNs to DOJ.
All right, sir. So again, we would like to be apprised of the circular. What is your process now?
Well, as I explained, Senator, kung dismissal ang finding ng prosecutors upon preliminary investigation in a drug case and also in smuggling cases, that goes up automatically for review by the Secretary of Justice. I don't think that this will go to the Office of the President, considering the multifarious tasks already being done by the Office of the President.
Well, yes, it used to be that way, but you do not release the person involved, the suspect. You do not release.
In the first place, yes, Senator, preliminary investigation pa lang naman kasi, no?
If he's under, if he's in custody. The person is in custody.
If he is in custody. All right. In that case, ang present procedure is he will have to be released pending automatic review.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
During the time of Secretary Tatumanong and Gonzales, it was never like that. They cannot be released until it's final dismissal. So I suggest that you review your policy again. We suggest that you do not release them. Once you release them, pero nag-automatic review kayo, once you decide to indict, you will never find that person anymore.
We will take your suggestion in.
Thank you, the Minority Leader, Senator Drilon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I guess all these detailed questions are being asked because in the minds of the committee, and I'm sure the general public, there appears to be a cover-up of all of this. That's why the members of the committee are asking such detailed questions, because this is the only way we will unearth whether or not, in fact, there was an attempt, there was a cover-up or an attempt to cover up. So, I'd like to ask General Petrosanda, the records and the previous testimony here has established the fact that on November 14, 2014, you signed the order dismissing Baloyo et al.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, after you signed that dismissal order, where did it go?
Napunta po yan sinamit po namin sa DPRM.
Saan?
Sa Krami po.
napunta sa krami.
Opo.
Saan sa krami napunta?
DPRM po.
Sa?
Personnel.
Personnel.
Personnel po.
Who was in, okay. It took personnel from November 2014 to March 2016, 6 months to serve the dismissal order. I guess the question is, who's up on this and why?
Your Honor, sinamit po namin sa DPRM yan para po i-confirm ng Chief PNP yung dismissal po ng ng mga
Okay.
officers.
So you sent it to personnel in Krame,
Yes, Your Honor.
and the purpose being to.
For the confirmation and final approval of the Chief PNP.
So somebody would have to approve it in Chief PNP.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are not authorized under the rules to dismiss them.
Especially the two officers, Your Honor, the police commission officers.
How about the others? You were authorized to decide to dismiss them. You have the power to dismiss them. Other than the two officers.
During that time, medyo hindi pa pumalinaw kung kaya po nung naglabas ng memorandum ang Chief PNP, yun na po binalik yung mga papeles na pwede na pong in the power of the regional director to dismiss PNCOs.
General, I assume this is not the first time when you impose the disciplinary action or impose the disciplinary action of dismissal. Is that correct? There were other times in the past that you also recommended the dismissal of certain PNP members for gross misconduct.
Yes, Your Honor.
Not only in this case. Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in those particular cases, did you send it to the Camp Krame?
I could not remember the events, Your Honor. But usually, especially kung other positions, we recommended it to, especially in the district, we submitted for a confirmation, Your Honor.
Well, earlier you said that you submitted it for confirmation because of the 2 officers involved out of the 13.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, the implication is that insofar as the non-officers are concerned, you could have implemented the dismissal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why did you not implement it?
It was the recommendation of the legal service to submit it to the DPRM first, Your Honor, for the confirmation. Kasi po, buo po yung yung grupo nila.
Okay. So there was who recommended?
The members of the board, and at the same time yun po yung usual na ginagawa namin.
Again, masyadong mainit itong kasong ito, kanya-kanyang, parang tawag dyan sa street language, iwas pusoy. That's the impression that we get. Somebody who was, somebody was powerful enough na ayaw niyong i-implement, or either because of camaraderie or for whatever reason, iwas pusoy ang tawag dyan sa street lingo. And anyway, so who in Krame did you send again the recommendation to dismiss?
The director for personal records management, Your Honor.
Who was that?
I think General Aquino.
Si Aaron?
Dominador Aquino.
Not the General Aquino here that we have. All right, now. And are you saying it is there that the case